for Ruidoso, and there are a few Ruidoso people here, but there are lots of Lovington fans as well. They were just told to get in the stands and kind of spread out as much as they could. They are utilizing the visitor stands as well for any spillover. But it looks like there are a lot of people here. Pretty much anybody who really wanted to buy a ticket to be here could do that. They had the ability to sell as many as almost 1,400 tickets for tonight's game.
Wow, and so hopefully we'll have all 1,400 of those people here. But, of course, if you can't get here, of course, thanks for listening on Z94KZOR, also on the Z94KZOR app, and watching free. Unlike most schools and most places, you can actually watch for free here as Ruidoso has won the toss and they have deferred. So Lovington will receive the ball, and they will start this season on offense. That's what we want to see. Of course, having to retool the offense. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces that we'll be calling tonight for the Wildcats, but a lot of kids coming back as well. Got Isaac Henson. He's back. Trace Areola also back on this squad, expecting big things out of them. If I'm not mistaken, Jeffrey is going to be the starting quarterback this year. So your skill players, that's, who we're going to be looking at this season. Alexander Trammell, of course, on the line, going to be a big part of, the front line attack for this Wildcat squad.
Definitely, as some of our guys who went out for the coin toss are getting back in to join the team so that they can all come out. That kind of thing, that kind of activity, of course, is severely restricted because of the COVID regulations. So you're not seeing the big inflatable Wildcat at the beyond the end zone tonight, and you're not going to see the same kinds of pregame activity as you normally would. In fact, the teams are separating. Lovington, as the home school, gets the Brian Urlacher Training Center. They're gathered in there, and the visiting team is in a separate building, and that separation is on purpose tonight. So you are be able to see we do have some percussion. The percussion section for the band is up in the stands and able to be here, and the cheerleaders are restricted to a certain area on the track, the sidelines as well.
And we're restricted to a certain area too. I have to stay in the booth. I mean, they did everything but put plastic sheeting up, to keep me safe in here, and I appreciate that. And you have to, keep up with where you are on the sidelines. But hey, we're just happy to be bringing you this action tonight, of course, right here from Walmart Digital Solutions and One Radio Square Sports, Z94KZOR, online, HobbsAmerica.com, and on YouTube, so you can watch it on your smart TV or your cable or satellite system, absolutely free of charge on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout, come back, and continue. This is Wildcat Football from One Radio Square Sports. Back to Wildcat football on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, on HobbsAmerica.com, and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight as the Wildcat pregame show continues from here at Brian Urlacher Field, where, of course, the season ended last year, well, actually a year and a half ago now, in the state semifinals against against Portales. Of course, Portales will be back in here in a couple of weeks, but the challenge tonight is an always tough Ruidoso team. Coach Keith Johnson, he always has his team prepared and ready to go, Dawn.
Yes, absolutely. You know, Ruidoso always plays well. They play tough, whether they're home or on the road. Lovington has to be ready. And, you know, with anything, we saw this with volleyball earlier this week. These kids have so much adrenaline, pent up. So much excitement, so much frustration, and everything, all those emotions because of the wait, the delays. So they're going to be here. I think they're going to be just so excited to start playing. There may be some jitters to work out. That's understandable, and I think that will be on both sides. So I think what helps Lovington is Ruidoso is just as likely to feel that way as the players here, and I think they've prepared for that. Coach D is always mindful, and he prepares his team mentally as much as physically, and that's always been a big part of his game plan, is preparing his kids so they're mentally tough and not just physically tough. They've been conditioning and tried to stay sharp and ready, and looking at them, do their drills on the field before the game a few minutes ago. It really looked like they're sharp, they're ready, and now I think they just want to be able to kick off. They are in a group at the end zone, and they're ready. They are running across the field right now, and there goes the cannon.
Well, I'm glad we've still got the cannon. So as the Wildcats come out onto the field, of course, they are wearing the home blue and white. The blue jerseys, the blue pants, the white letters and numbers, the bright white helmets with the Cats in script on the side. For the Ruidoso Warriors, they are going to come out in their traditional road whites and almost Notre Dame-esque. They'll be in white unis, the white pants, the white jerseys with the navy blue letters and numbers and the golden helmets. So, yep, it's just what we are used to seeing out of Ruidoso and Lovington, and hopefully, just like we're used to seeing out of these two squads, we will have a fantastic game tonight. So wherever you are around Lee County, around West Texas on Z94 KZOR, and around the area and around the world, watching live on the YouTube channel at Lovington Sports, also on HobbsAmerica.com, wherever you happen to be tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we couldn't do this without the help and support of great folks like Bob's Thriftway, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Lovington Auto Supply. Don't forget, we've got the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up at the half. General Welding Supply, also the Lovington Schools, the City of Lovington, Knoll Pharmacy, and Devon Energy. Proud to support the Lovington Wildcats and proud to have them on board with us here at Walmart Broadcasting and One Radio Square Sports. As the Ruidoso Warriors head out onto the field, we are just about ready to get this one underway. So we will take another 1-minute timeout and come back with the kickoff. This is Wildcat football from One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football on Walmart Broadcasting, One Radio Square Sports. Of course, Z94 KZOR, proud to be your radio home for the Cats, the Z94 KZOR app. Also, HobbsAmerica.com on the Lovington Sports link and on our YouTube channel. That is the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, available for free. So, Dawn, getting ready to kick this one off. Final thoughts before we get the 2021 spring season underway for football.
Just excited and happy. And I know that, we met Justin Hazel's granddad outside in the parking lot before this, and he was, just talking about how happy they were to get tickets and to be able to get here, finally see the kids play. And I think that's really what is at the heart of this, is being able for the kids to know that either through video at home or here in the stands, that their family and friends are here to support them and are there watching and able to do that. And they're here able to finally play a season of some sort here. And I think Lovington wants to win it and start off the season. And Coach G, super competitive. He's got his team ready.
He does. As Isaac Henson and Adam Aguilera, another returning player, Adam a junior this year. They'll go back deep to receive as we get this one ready to go, as Jericho Frizzell will tee it up for the Ruidoso Warriors at the 40-yard line, and just about ready to get this 2021 season underway. Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Thanks for being with us tonight all around the world. So Frizzell has it, and it looks like he is ready to go. As now Lovington going to drop back deep as they've checked it, and we are ready as the whistle sounds. And actually, I do believe that it is going to be Camden Johnson who's going to kick it off. And, they try a little trickeration. It comes to one of the up men, going to be fielded at the 30 by Ashton Aranda. Aranda takes it around the right side, breaks the tackle. He's at the 40, the 45, cuts it back, and is going to be brought down right at midfield. So our Ashton Aranda getting the Wildcat season off to a very good start, Dawn Morgan.
Yeah, Jericho Frizzell was the guy who basically laid down in front of him and just, put a body tackle on him from the ground and wouldn't let him go.
So ready to go in this one, as the Wildcat offense will take over right at the midfield stripe. Quarterback will be Jared Jeffrey. Jared, of course, the senior QB. And he has seen some time over the last couple years in a cleanup role. So Jeffrey from the shotgun, lone back in the backfield with him. He will hand it off and right up the middle, and no room to run at all for Marcus Rodriguez. He gets back to the line, but nothing more than that. So Rodriguez, no room to run and no gain. It'll be second down and 10.
You just want to see Lovington march down the field quick as they can and draw first blood and just get some score on the board. You just want that for these guys, and they seem so pumped and ready to do it.
Right into the middle of that big Ruidoso line. Nothing they can do. So Lovington will come out quad set. 2 left, 2 right. Rodriguez in the backfield. Jeffrey two-step drop. Dumps it near side. Comes to Henson, and he's going to be hit behind the line, and he's actually going to lose a yard. Ruidoso all over that one as Mikey Sandoval had that one sniffed out. It is a pass completion, but it is actually for -1 yard. And now that'll be third down and 11. Yikes. Lovington has got to move the ball.
They're in a hole, but that was an awesome, that was a bullet that Jared, I'm just, impressed with the throw itself and right on target.
Oh, Henson, Jeffrey with it, fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, looks downfield, tosses it underneath. That'll be complete out across the 40 to the 39-yard line, and the Lovington Wildcats move the chains. 13-yard completion, move the chains, first down Cats.
Yeah, and that was Javier Contreras with the reception. I thought he was gonna lose that off of his fingertips. Man, he hung on to it for dear life and ran for the sideline.
So the 13-yard completion to Contreras. As now Lovington will come back out quickly. 4 receiver set. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Jeffrey from the shotgun. Rodriguez on his right shoulder. He'll hand it to Rodriguez. Nope, he'll just keep it himself, and he'll be hit behind the line. And Jeffrey on the keeper is going to lose a couple of yards. So that'll bring up a second down and 12.
And that was a big man. 69 is the jersey number. We don't have that on the roster. Maybe it was 64. If so, it was Julius Espinoza I think that's who it was.
So a 2-yard loss for Jeffrey. It'll be second down and 12 for the Cats. Jeffrey from the shotgun. High snap. Jared handles it. 4-step drop. Looks. He wants it all. He's going to the end zone. And he has a man at the goal line and into the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats.
Whoa, what an incredible reception. That was number 14, Tayton Hilliard. What a sure throw. I'm impressed. That was a great long pass, perfectly timed. Hilliard reached up, got it, ran into the end zone, no problem.
So Lovington strikes first on the 39-yard pass from Jeffrey to Hilliard, and the Cats are on the board.
Going back
Point after attempt to come. It'll be Lucas Contreras. No Contreras, and nope, they're going to fake it. They're going to take it themselves and put it into the end zone, and is it good? Yes, it is. Put two more on the board, and the Cats will sneak it home to take the early 8-0 lead.
That was Trace Areola, who powered from the 3-yard line across into the end zone to put those points on the board. That was a great little sneak play.
Yes, it was. So Areola puts the Cats up by a score of 8-0. We're back in a minute. This is Wildcat Football from the Walmart Broadcasting. "39 yards from Jeffrey to Hilliard, and the Cats strike first. Then the two-point conversion made by Trace Areola, and Lovington goes up 8-0. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing as Lucas Contreras will tee it up, and he will boot it away from the 40-yard line. Contreras gets into it, and it's a low wobbler. It's going to take a bounce, and it'll be muffed out about the 10. Runner gets it, comes back to the 15, slips down, gets it out to about the 16-yard line before the Cats bring him down. But a good kick and not a great return, but good coverage by the Wildcat special teams.
Definitely. And Lovington is going to need all of those. Great offense, great defense, strong special teams. And so far, they are looking really sharp.
So far, so good. 8-0, Lovington in the lead, 9:57 remaining here in the first quarter. An early going, Ruidoso moving from the left to the right on your radio dial and your TV and computer screens. That is south, or rather north to south from here at Wildcat Stadium. They're heading towards Hobbs, if you want to look at it that way. And Ruidoso going to send a man in motion. It looks like Otero is the quarterback, number 34. So Otero, the QB, with two men in the backfield with him. He will hand it off, and a little counter trap up the middle. Number 27, that is Hall, gets maybe a couple of yards out of it, but not much more than that. Good swarming defense for the Cats.
Yeah, definitely. That was 44, kind of at the bottom of that pile.
So 44, that's Alexander Craig. Another kid who saw a lot of good time last year. Ball going to be spotted right at the 20-yard line for the Ruidoso Warriors. As Otero from the shotgun, he's got Hall in the backfield with him. Four receiver set, trips to the left, and it'll be Otero, keeps it himself, tried to do the fake handoff, but Lovington not buying any of it, as Otero is going to be swarmed under, and he's actually going to lose about a yard.
Oh yeah, really great quick read on the defense off that. Right off the snap, they weren't fooled, and they went right for him.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 to go for the Ruidoso Warriors. With 9 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Otero again from the shotgun. He's going to send trips to the right, one to the left. Put a man in motion. That's Nunez. And the fake handoff. Otero looks to pass. Pressured hit just as he lets it fly. Over the middle, deep pass, and that one's going to be picked off. Back at the 45, to the 50, to the 45. Bringing it back for the Wildcats is going to be Henson. Henson with some room to run across the 20, 10, 5 to the corner, 6 on the board, pick 6. The pick 6 for the Cats. The INT and the pick 6, and Lovington is up 14-0.
How sweet was that? I tell you, Henson was in the perfect place. He was ready in position, guarding his man, doing great coverage on defense. looked up and saw that sailing in, and he handled it and picked his way through. He had some opposition all the way on that long run, but he picked his way through. He chose the smart path and made it all the way in.
He certainly did, and that one was just an overthrown ball, and so Lovington goes up. And oh no, we got a flag back at the 50. Oh no, so this one is coming back. So it wipes out the pick six, but it should have happened afterward, and it will be it's going to be on Lovington. And so we'll wait and see, but it will be Lovington ball, so the INT stands, but we get to wipe the pick six off the board. But hey, we get the ball back, and that's okay. We can chew a little bit more time off the clock. And so Henson with the first INT of the season. You hate that they didn't get the score, but now the Lovington offense gets to come back out with some time to work.
Really impressed with his speed as well. I tell you what, you know, the downside to all this has been the delay of play. But the upside has been longer time to condition, and I think it looks like Lovington guys here have taken really advantage of that, and they look like they're in fantastic shape.
Jeffrey from the shotgun sends a man in motion. He will hand it off, and heading over to the right side is number 5 again. That's Rodriguez. He gets a little room. He goes under, gets a block, and pushes forward in the rugby scrum out across the 45, out to around the 48-yard line. It'll be an 8-yard gain for Rodriguez, which will set up a 2nd down and 2.
I think that's very doable, very doable. Very doable for Lovington.
Well, it certainly is. So a 2nd down and 2. Lovington just shy of the big Wildcat, still on their side of the field. From the Wildcat 48 to Rodriguez, right up the middle, just bowls forward, breaks a tackle, gets out of one, spins down on the near side. Cooper Pritchett brings him down, but he's going to be very close to the 1st down. He is in Ruidoso territory, and it will be enough to move the chains. 1st down, Cats on the 3-yard gain for Rodriguez. And surely Coach Keith Johnson isn't going to ask for a measurement. He may have asked, but he didn't get it. So move the chains, 1st down, Cats. Just on the Ruidoso side of midfield now. Lovington leading 8-0 with 7:25 remaining here in this first period. 4 receivers set. And Jeffrey handed off to Rodriguez. Stiff arms a man in the backfield, trying to get to the sideline. He will. Turns it up as he crosses the 45, gets it up and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 7 as Rodriguez running very effectively. 4 carries for 18 yards, and it is 2nd down and 3. So 2nd down and 3. Lovington has the football in an 8-0 lead. Got the touchdown, then the INT to give him the offense right back. Jeffrey, 3-step drop, drops it near side and in and out of the hands of Henson. Doesn't look like Henson was quite ready for that. Jeffrey feeling a little bit of pressure, I think, coming in there from, it says number 75. I don't have a 75 on our roster, so.
Yeah, we're missing 69 as well. There are a couple of jersey numbers for Ruidoso that we don't have. We're just going to have to do the best we can with.
So we'll pick them up as good as we can. So 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats from the 42-yard line. They need to get it to the 39. High snap, Jeffrey handles it, hands it off. Rodriguez going to be hit right at the line, and he is going to actually lose a couple on that one as Ruidoso all over him through the middle of the line. Leading the charge there was Dalton Trapp. And so now it is 4th and 5. So Coach G has a decision to make here early. We know G means go, but will it with only an 8-point lead? So from the 44-yard line, as bringing the play in from the sideline is going to be Anthony Gomez on 4th down and 5. And I think everything indicates that the Cats are probably going to go for it. Don't know if they'll try to do the hard count here or not. Be a 4-receiver set, trips to the left, 1 to the right. Fake the handoff, Jeffrey rolls to the right, looks downfield, still looking. Gonna have to tuck it and take it himself and tosses it just before he gets creamed. Intended target on the far side of the field. Dawn, could you catch that number 20? It was that Anthony, that was Gomez. And so it'll be incomplete. Yes. And so it'll go over on downs to the Ruidoso Warriors. So not able to capitalize on the big play on the INT, but that's okay. 51 yards on 3 of 4 passing for Jeffrey as Ruidoso will now get the football back. So flip the script. So Otero from the shotgun. He's got trips to the right. Lovington shows blitz. Otero going to be pressured. Dumps it to his underneath man. Plenty of room. He has got room to go as Braxton Hall up the left side across the 40 to the 40, 35 to the 30. Still on his feet down around the 25. And the little dump off pass. Lovington brought the house and they are going to pay for it. That'll be a... Let me do math. That's never my strong suit. So that'll be 25. 25 and 6 is what? 31 yards. There we go. So 31 yards on the completion to number 27, Braxton Hall. And that'll move the chains. That is Ruidoso's first down. And quickly back to it. They'll hand it off, and that is going to be... I'm sorry, Dawn, I didn't catch that number 5.
It went to Jericho
Frizzell.
Frizzell, who wasn't able to do much with that. Lucky he ran into some Lovington defenders.
Yep. So
And from here, from my perspective, way on the 10-yard line, I couldn't catch the Lovington numbers.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain for Frizzell. Frizzell stays in the backfield, this time with Otero. Otero from the pistol formation, and Lovington bringing the house. And I think we're going to have offsides on the Wildcats. Let's see. Lovington pointing at Ruidoso. Ruidoso pointing at Lovington. I think that's the way it goes. Sorry about that. I'm having to move the camera, run the scoreboard and everything up here myself as we wait for the call from the head official here tonight. They're still discussing it. And it will be offsides on the Wildcats. So that'll be the second penalty of the ball game for Lovington. The first one wiped out a touchdown, and this one will keep it 2nd down, but make it a much more manageable 2nd down and 4 for Ruidoso. So 2nd and 4 now. They are inside the Lovington red zone from the 19-yard line. High snap. Otero handles it, throws it near side, and in and out of the hands of his intended target. And that one popped off the shoulder pads. And if a couple of cats are about 2 steps closer, that one could be going back the other way too. So Lovington now has Ruidoso in a 3rd down and about 3.5, 4 to go. And Ruidoso trying to answer. Lovington up with 5 minutes to go here in the half, or in the quarter, 8-0. Otero from the shotgun. Frizzell in the backfield with him. Fakes the handoff to Frizzell, dumps it underneath and over the hands of his outlet receiver who's trying to sneak out to the near side. So incomplete to Gerardo Nunez. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 4 to go for the Ruidoso Warriors. And Coach Keith Johnson inside the red zone, a lot like Coach G. He will generally go for it. If nothing else, he gets a worst case scenario is he doesn't go anywhere and he's pinned Lovington inside their own 20. So from the 19-yard line, it'll be 4th down and that 3.5 to go from the shotgun. Otero. Lovington showing blitz. Otero low snap handles it, dumps it across the middle, has a man, and that'll be complete. Out across the 15, still on his feet, cuts it back inside the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. That was Hall from 19 yards out. And did he get the touchdown? Yes, he did. So the 19-yard completion to Hall. Hall's 2nd completion of the day. And that gets Ruidoso right back into this one as Lovington now leads by a score of 8-6. It's just been that little dump down pass in the middle. I think Lovington may be getting just a little bit too anxious, Dawn, and leaving that middle wide open. 50 yards of total completions. There we go for Otero. Both of them coming to Hall. They're going to try and get it. Otero rolls right side, and he is going to be hit, and he is going to be stopped in the backfield. Good swarming defense for the Lovington Wildcats to keep Ruidoso from converting and tying this ball game. And so with 4:56 remaining in the first quarter, it's Lovington 8, Ruidoso 6. We're back in a minute on Walmart Broadcasting, One Radio Square Sports. Off of the Ruidoso touchdown, Otero 19 yards to Hall. And the Lovington Wildcats, those stop the two-point conversion attempt. So Lovington will get the ball back, leading 8-6 with Dawn Morgan patrolling the sidelines. I'm TJ Miracle. You got to love tech stuff. But we are back and making it work here tonight as we prepare for the kickoff. Kicking it away will be Johnson, as Johnson, the little squibber, comes to one of the up men and just grabbing it and falling on it. Smart heads-up play right there for Damian Ortiz, who didn't try to do anything with it. He just got his hands on it and then fell on the ball, Dawn Morgan.
Yes, he did. And, again, those instant choices that you make out of experience or good coaching really help. And that was a good one because you could come up too soon without control of the ball, get hit, and lose the ball. So good decision by Ortiz, and it gives Lovington decent field position.
Yes, it does. That's the when you squib it, you give the other team good position. Lovington comes out in a four-receiver set. Jefferson's a man in motion from the left to the right. He will hand it off. Coming around to the near side is Rodriguez. Gets to the sideline, 45 to the 50. Stiff arms a man at the 45 to the 40. Tiptoes the sidelines across the 45 down to the 35. Where did he step out, though? That'll be the question. Wow, you got one guy saying he was up around the 30, and another one marks him back at the Wildcat 46, but it is still enough. 12 yards to Rodriguez, and it will be a Wildcat first down, their third of the ball game. So first down and quickly as the ball comes out, as Jeffrey was hit. Not able to hang on to the ball was Rodriguez, and just having to fall on it for the Wildcats. Coming back is Alexander Trammell. So Trammell's going to go into the books with a couple yards of loss there. But, that one could have been dangerous, and so they're going to mark him all the way back inside Wildcat territory. Wow, that is going to be a 6-yard loss.
Yeah,
wow.
And it's tough, but Trammell, quick thinking and quick body, saved the ball for Lovington.
So Jeffrey, empty backfield this time, 5-step drop. Pump fakes to the right. Now he's going to roll to the left, still looking down the field, and he's just going to have to tuck it and take it himself, and tries to give himself up, and almost a helmet-to-helmet on the near sideline. So Jeffrey's going to get a couple of yards out of it on the keeper, but that is going to bring up a third down and about 14 to go.
Yeah, that was a brutal takedown. He had 3 led by big old 6'5" Dalton Trapp all over Jeffrey on that, so that had to hurt.
So 3rd and 14 for the Wildcats inside Ruidoso territory. Twins to the left, twins to the right, and timeout going to be taken by Ruidoso. So they want to talk about it here. So with 3:39 to go here in this first quarter, it's Lovington 8, Ruidoso 6. From One Radio Square Sports, this is Wildcat football, back in 30 seconds. Back here at Brian Urlacher Field at Lovington Wildcat Stadium, Ruidoso takes the timeout with Lovington facing a 3rd down and 14 to go from just shy of midfield. 3:39 remaining here in the first quarter. Lovington leading 8-6. Dawn Morgan patrols the sidelines. I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you with us tonight, wherever you happen to be. On the radio, of course, on Z94 KZOR, online on the Z94 app, and this year video streaming, at least for the home games, on the Lovington Sports Channel on YouTube and also on HobbsAmerica.com. So let's see what Coach G can dial up here, Dawn, for the Wildcats facing a 3rd and 14. He's going to go trips to the right and twins to the left. Empty set in the backfield for Jeffrey. Low snap. Jared handles it. Now he's going to roll to the right side. Has a lot of room, directs traffic, and he is going to be upended. I think maybe trying to do too much, but he had a man breaking free down the far sideline, but I don't think Jeffrey ever saw him. It'll be a 3-yard pickup for Jeffrey, and it'll be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, going up the downfield looking for maybe a pass reception was Javier Contreras.
So it'll be 4th down and a ways. So 4th down and 11 after the 3-yard pickup for Jeffrey. Lovington showing punt here, and it's a bad snap, but it'll be handled, and the punter gets it away, pops it straight up. That's Brennan, and it'll bounce inside and then take a Ruidoso bounce. Bounced inside the 25 and then back to the 25. So about a 25-yard punt for the Wildcats, and that'll bring up and switch the possession back over to Ruidoso.
Well, that was Javier Corrales who downed that. It could have been even worse. It could have bounced another 3 or 4 yards, but he killed it right there. So Lovington defenders have got the work cut out for them, but the field position could be a lot worse.
2 minutes 55, make that 52 seconds remaining. I'm not in my normal booth tonight. Thank you to our friends from Ruidoso who got here about 2 o'clock this afternoon to take the home radio booth. But all right, I'll quit complaining about it. Otero from the shotgun going with more of a wishbone look in the backfield and a 3-receiver set. They're trying to get more protection on Otero. You've got to think he will get it low snap, and he is going to flip it out to the near side and really just throws it away, but they are going to throw the flag. Yep, I don't know if that's going to be offensive or defensive pass interference. I'm going to say it was uncatchable, so I'm not sure you could actually call. I mean, it was a timing route for Otero, but I'm not sure you could actually call pass interference. Yes. And they are going to call Lovington for pass interference. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was uncatchable. There's no way that kid could have caught that ball. But, all right, it'll be an automatic first down for the Ruidoso Warriors, their second of the ball game, and that'll move them all the way out to the 40, a 15-yard penalty. You know, one thing we've seen the last couple of years, Dawn, with the Wildcats is they tend to be a little penalty prone. They cannot let this stop them. Can't let it slow them down as Otero with a couple of backs in the backfield to help protect him. Low snap, throws the little screen near side. It'll be complete across the 40 to the 45-yard line, and I believe that was
Mikey Sandoval.
So Sandoval with the reception from Otero. It'll be 5 yards. And did you have Sandoval's number there, Dawn?
31.
31, thank you. That's what I thought, but I couldn't see it. So it's a 5-yard reception, and it'll be second down and 5. Again, Otero with a man behind him and a man in front of him, facing a second down and 5. Clock at 2:41 to go here in the first. Otero, the little screen pass near side again, and that one pops off the floor, and I think Lovington's got another INT.
I don't know. The ref is waving it away. We'll see. It actually hit the dirt. It was a low snap, so it was a fumbled throw anyway. That just had, broken play and bad news for Ruidoso written all over it.
And they're talking about it, and Ruidoso, yep, it will be. It is an INT and the second of the ball game, and the Cats have the football back. Heads up play for the Lovington Wildcats.
The far side ref over here nearest to me was right away, waving it down. So I'm glad to see that the other refs were able to see that was, that was a true INT for Lovington.
So Lovington pretty much gets it right back where they had it before. Just inside their territory at the Wildcat 49-yard line. Jeffrey with a 4-receiver set. Cats leading by 2 points. Hand it off to Rodriguez. Little stutter step in the backfield. Has some room. Gets out of a tackle across the 45. Dragonman with him across the 40. Down to the 35, but a flag in the backfield. This will be coming back on a hold.
Oh, no. That's bad news. That was, I think, Connor Holland who grabbed on first and just held on.
Yep, we're waiting on the call, and it will be a hold on the Wildcats, and so this one comes back.
The penalties are really killing Lovington right now. Coach G,
that's 10 yards from the spot.
Yeah,
and so
hurts.
It'll be first down again, but it'll wind up being first and about 24. Owie.
Yeah, Coach G likes for his team to be really aggressive and anxious. He says he's willing to take some penalties to keep his kids really, moving forward and aggressive, but when they pile up like this and they hurt it
back to the 37. Jeffrey throws the pass near side, and the bullet in and out of the hands of his intended target, Tayton Hilliard. So here you're too hot to handle and can't grab a hold of that one. It'll be second down and about 24 to go from the 36-yard line inside Ruidoso territory. They've got to get it all the way up to their own 39. So second down and a long way to go. Not quite second in Tatum, but definitely second in McDonald. So Jeffrey from the shotgun, 4-receiver set. Rodriguez in the backfield with him. Twins left, twins right. Low snap, Jeffrey handles it. Quick throw across the middle, and it actually dinks off of his intended target there. He was trying to get Javier Contreras his second reception, but Contreras not quite ready for the pass. I think Lovington, Dawn, just needs to take a deep breath. Yeah. It almost looks like they're a little antsy here with a minute 49 to go here in the first half.
Jeffrey has got a good arm. He's talented. His throws, I think, are on target. I think he just needs to take a little bit of a breath. I think he's rushing it just a little bit. The timing is just a little off.
Trips to the left, man in the backfield with him. Jeffrey, 5-step drop, going to be pressured, rolls near side, throws it underneath, has a man, that is Contreras, but he is going to be down just shy of midfield, about the 47-yard line. So he's going to get 10 out to Contreras, his second catch of the ball game, but it's going to be third down and a long way to go.
And you can tell he took that extra step back and was able to dial in on his receiver on that and throw a bullet. I mean, he does throw hard.
So it'll be actually fourth down and about 14 to go now, and yep, they will of course go for it. Jeffrey, nope, they decided to punt it, and so the pop-up punt once again on the near side, and that one is going to bounce and then go out of bounds at the, let's see, the 32-yard line of Ruidoso. So about another 25-yard punt for the Wildcats as Brennan Garcia, the punter. So give it back to Ruidoso with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Great to have you with us wherever you are tonight. Opening game of the 2021 football season in spring this year because of COVID. So back to it. Ruidoso trailing by 2, 8-6. Lovington in the lead, scoring on their opening possession, but the offense is stalled out just a little bit since then. Otero from the shotgun. He's got Hall in the backfield with him. Sends a man in motion from the right to the left. Low snap, Otero handles it. He is going to hand it off. Hall on the near side, cuts back. He crosses the 35 out to about the 37, make it the 38-yard line, and it'll be a pickup of 7 for Hall, his second carry of the ball game, and it'll be second down and 3.
And coming up from behind him, making that stop, that was awesome. That was, again, 44 for Lovington.
And 44 for us is Alexander Craig, and Hall up the middle again, just going to bull his way forward. Needed 3, he is going to get 4, drags a couple of cats with him. Trace Ariola comes up from the bottom of the pile, and it'll be a 4-yard gain for Hall, who just kind of runs straight ahead and gets enough for the Ruidoso first down. 32 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Otero from the shotgun at the 43-yard line. Otero fakes the handoff, pressure, throws near side, and just throws that one away as he gets planted in the backfield. A couple of cats back there, Alexander Trammell and Craig Alexander, both in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Gets it off. It'll be incomplete, though. That's almost in the neighborhood of grounding because there was nobody within 20 yards.
Exactly. Caden Sago was the closest to Ruidoso, possible receiver. That was excellent defensive pressure brought by Lovington's line.
So second down and 10. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. 21 seconds remaining. Hall in the backfield with Otero as Otero barks out the signals. Lovington shows maybe a blitz. Otero with it, pressured, throws it underneath. That one's going to be popped up in the air and almost picked off again as it got popped up by Trammell, and darting in on the far side trying to get to that one was Javier Contreras. Falls to the turf, but that was almost the third INT of this first quarter, Dawn.
Yeah, so close, so close. Lovington playing so well in many areas. I think offensively, when they get the ball back, they will settle into it just a little bit, give themselves that extra beat or two, and I think that they'll start putting scores on the board a lot faster.
So third down and 10 for Ruidoso. 14 seconds to go here in the quarter. Man in motion from the right to the left. Otero fakes the handoff, has some time, now going to be pressured, steps up and is hit just as he lets the ball fly and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Caden Sago. And so incomplete. It'll be fourth down and 10. So now it'll be decision time for Coach Johnson.
The reason that was flubbed was Anthony Gomez for Lovington, bringing the pressure big time, making him a stutter and miss that throw.
So it'll be fourth down and 10 as it looks like Coach Johnson going to keep his offensive unit in there maybe. Well, he may be punting it. That's Hall coming out. And I think Hall is their punter, so they will punt it away with 8 seconds to go. As Lovington does have a man back at his own 30-yard line, although Ruidoso has been known to fake the punt. And they tried to get a man to jump. The question is, were the Cats pulled off sides?
Somebody was.
And it will be Offsides on Lovington. You've got to be kidding me.
I don't know who moved.
Wow, somebody on
moved.
Ruidoso's line moved, and so they just gave him a free 5 yards, so it'll be 4th and 5. I wonder if this changes Coach Johnson's thinking. That is the 4th penalty for 35 yards on Lovington, not counting the hold that wiped out the touchdown. So 4th and 5, and Hall will punt it away once again as he waits on it. He'll get it. Now he's just going to keep it himself. We said watch out for the fake. He fakes it. He's being chased, but he gets to the sideline and is going to be pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down. Joseph Perez knocks him out, but Hall is he needs 5. He gets 6, and that'll move the chains. And so as we go to the second quarter, Ruidoso will still have the football. We're back in a minute. This is Wildcat Football from One Radio Square Sports. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, start of the second quarter, a fake punt that the Cats bid on, and so Ruidoso starts the quarter with a new set of downs. I'm TJ Miracle, she's Dawn Morgan. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are tonight, on the internet, on the radio, to Lovington Wildcat Football. So Ruidoso will have it 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. The Cats, though, leading by a score of 8-6. Now it'll be up to the defense to see if they can tighten down. So Otero brings his troops out from the 45-yard line. At 5 yards back, somewhere between a true shotgun and a pistol, gets it, fakes the handoff, throws it across the middle, and that one is going to be complete. How did he get that one? As Nunez on his feet, and he is going to go all the way to the house, 45 yards for the score, and that will put Ruidoso up just like that. How did he hold on to that football, Dawn Morgan?
I don't know. It looked like as he was turning, it popped out of his hands, and he reached back out and grabbed it. I thought he was either going to lose it or trip, and instead he stayed on his feet and unfortunately ran it into the end zone.
And just 4 completions on 11 attempts tonight for Otero with 2 INTs, but now he has 2 touchdowns, that one from 45 yards out, and it puts Ruidoso up by a score of 12-8. Again, I apologize about the camera. I'm trying to do it all myself up here tonight. We're learning with the new technology. That's kind of how this works. And so they're going to try to get the 2 points that they lost earlier back as Otero from the shotgun. Going to keep it himself, throws it near side, and that one is going to be batted away. Nice job getting the big hand up in the air for the Lovington Wildcats. I believe that was Javier Corrales who knocked that one away and knocks it down. And so the Wildcats have forced Ruidoso to not get 2 two-point conversions, but they have taken the lead on 2 long touchdowns, 12-8. We're back in a minute. This is Wildcat Football here on One Radio Square Sports. squib kick as we come back, and it'll be picked up off of the bounce. And moving forward, number 44, that is Craig Alexander. He was like, okay, I'll take it a little bit. Alexander with pretty good hands and pretty good moves gets it into the 40, gets it to the Ruidoso 45. Yeah, you can tell it's been a year and a half since I did football, and so it'll be Lovington football again. They've got great field position, Dawn, but they have to capitalize, down now by 4.
Yeah, and they've got to try to keep from getting penalties. They've had a lot of penalties at the worst times, and that has really been the difference for them. I think in this game they'd be a lot. They'd be ahead in this game, definitely, without those penalties.
5 penalties as opposed to none for Ruidoso. Jeffrey from the shotgun, 5-step drop, looks at it. He wants it all. He's going down the field, has a man in stride, and that one is caught at the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone. Fire off the cannon, 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats, as the Cats answer immediately.
And I think that was Henson down there. I think that was it 8?
I believe it was.
They're on the opposite end that I am.
And yep, that is Henson, the 45-yard touchdown pass to Henson. And the Cats are rolling. They take the 14-12 lead, so just like that, they answer back.
Exactly what they need to do. Now they need to maybe force an INT, get the ball back, and just control the momentum, control the ball from here on until half.
Point after attempt on the way. As a high snap, that one is going to be muffed. Lovington just going to have to fall on that one, and that is exactly what will happen by Lucas Contreras. But the Cats strike back and retake the lead. 11:33 to go here in the first half. We've got a good one. Back in a minute here on One Radio Square Sports for more Wildcat football. "45 yards from Jeffrey to Henson. The point after no good, but Lovington retakes the lead 14-12. I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan patrolling the sidelines. Great to have you with us tonight. Opening game of the 2021 season. Teeing it up will be Lucas Contreras, and Contreras boots it away. It is a high end over ender. It'll be fielded back at the 10-yard line. Coming across is the 15 to the 20 to the 25. Trying to get out of a tackle out near the 28-yard line will be Braxton Hall. He's pretty much Mr. Do Everything for Ruidoso. And so it'll go over to the Warriors, trailing by 2. The Cats need a defensive stop here. Seems like neither team is really able to grab momentum and just keep hold of it. Lovington forcing 2 INTs in that first quarter, but not able to capitalize on it. Then they give up a touchdown and strike back immediately on the next play.
They really need to keep the defensive penalties from happening here.
Otero from the shotgun, 3 receivers set. Lovington sheets up. It goes off the carpet. Hand off to Rodriguez. He'll take it right side, has some room across the 35 to the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. It'll be a 15-yard gain. Actually, that was Frizzell, 15 yards. And yep, that is generally going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's late after the play for sure.
Late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see. And it's always the second guy that gets burned, as we're having quite a meeting over on that far sideline.
Yeah, the refs have got their heads together.
And you'd hate to see a 15-yard gain turn into more, and we will have unsportsmanlike conduct on Ruidoso. So they'll get the first down, but it will be their first penalty of the ball game, and it'll move them back 15 yards.
So wipe out the gain, and they just start second down right where they were.
Yep. I think it'll still be first down.
First
But
down,
it basically just goes right back where it was. They got 15, they lost 15, so it'll be 1st and 10 again for Ruidoso from back of the 28-yard line. So that's the way that works. All right, I think we've gotten all of that figured out. So, all right, 1st and 10, like it never even happened. Otero, that one bounces to him. He's going to hand it off again and hit in the backfield this time. Nowhere to go is Frizzell, is shooting through and getting to Frizzell quickly, leading the charge there. Alexander Craig. It'll be no gain for Frizzell, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Good read from the Lovington defense right off the snap on that, and that's exactly what they've got to do. They got to be aggressive. They got to stop these guys, but they got to do it cleanly so they don't get penalties.
And actually, they credited for a 2-yard loss, so it'll be -2 on the play, and so 2nd down and 12. Trips to the left side. Good snap this time. Otero back, throws the little dump pass over the middle, but nobody fell for it that time as Hall gets it and is brought down behind the line. A great play for the Lovington Wildcats. Trace Areola in on that one. Looked like Javier Contreras also in on the stop, and it's a completion, but it is a loss of 2 more as he gets it to Hall. But it's a loss of 2 more yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 14.
A tough defensive stand, pushing them back. They need to do it one more time right here.
What they needed, Lovington goes 3 men across the front. Otero barks out the signals. 3-step drop, airs it out down the right side, adjusting and trying to get to it. That should be pass interference as Corrales had moved over to get that one, but no flag. It'll be incomplete.
And I'm trying to catch who was on him like glue. Number 2.
Yeah, Contreras was trying to get it, and it looked like he was interfered with. So it'll be 4th down and 14 to go for Ruidoso, pinned deep in their own end, back and around their own 25-yard line. You've got to think Coach Keith Johnson will be punting it away this time with Hall. That's what you would think anyway, with 9:53 remaining in the first half. Lovington up 14-12. Lovington looks like they may try and overside the left side of that line. And back around the 45-yard line for the Cats. As Hall will put the boot into it, as that one is going to take a little squibber, and it's going to get out to the 50, take a big Ruidoso bounce, and will be down right at midfield. So the Cats 50 yards to work with, but a good defensive stand on. Now they need to get this one back and see if they can put another score on the board here.
Yeah, great defense. That's exactly. I'm sure the defensive coaching staff is patting some backs over there right now. Wish I could get closer. As all media, we can't go any farther than the 10-yard line on either side of the end zone. So
yeah, you're pretty
kudos
much
to the
limited.
defense,
So yeah, and great job down there, even having the limited sight lines. And again, we apologize about the cruddy camera work that your friendly neighborhood play-by-play guy is doing. I'll get better as the season goes on, I promise. Jeffrey from the shotgun, going to be flushed. Rolls near side, throws it off of his back foot, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Adam Aguilera. Aguilera normally very sure-handed, but just not able to handle that one.
He just had to reach a little too far for that, and it just in and out of his finger. Got his fingertips on it, but that was it. But, man, I tell you what, Jeffrey throws hard. He really throws bullets.
Yeah, he does. Jeffrey with a very, very good arm, as you mentioned. So 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 9:34 remaining here in this first half of play. Jeffrey from the shotgun. In the backfield with him is Rodriguez. Jeffrey going to come near side, being pressured. Just going to let it fly. Has a man in over the outstretched arms of Javier Contreras. But he was feeling the pressure coming in there from Ruidoso. And so back-to-back incompletions will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Cats.
Jeffrey's always had the height, but I've noticed this last year he must have worked a lot on conditioning. He's put on quite a bit of muscle since a season and a half ago now.
Yeah, it's been a year. I can't believe it's been a year and a half since we did this. Yeah, welcome to COVID world in spring football. Only 4 games this season. Of course, we'll talk more about that in the Napa Know-How halftime show. Trips to the right. Jeffrey looks left, goes left, throws it, and just kind of sidearm slings that one short of his intended target as it skips in over on the far side of the field to Henson. And so 3 straight incompletions bring up a 4th and 10 for the Wildcats. I don't know why they've
I was bragging and really hoping that was going to hit its mark and get some positive yards. And a first down, Lovington has to turn it back over.
Not sure why we've given up on the run quite so much. It was pretty effective for us. They're just sitting back and waiting and bringing the pressure on Jeffrey. So send a man in motion, and it will be punt time as that one much better as that one's going to bounce at the 10, but then it's going to shoot through the back of the end zone and come back to the 20. So a 50-yard punt winds up being a 30-yard net, and it'll come back over to Ruidoso as Brennan. He had a little time that time and got a good punt away. I think he was hoping that that one was going to whoa up a little bit, but it hit the blue turf and just kind of went skidding across and out of the back of the end zone. So Ruidoso will take over at their 20.
And let's see if Lovington can keep them pinned back. They had a great stand defensively. Last possession for Ruidoso. They need to repeat that right here.
From the 20-yard line, Ruidoso football. Lovington, though, leading 14-12 here in game one of this spring football season. I'm TJ Miracle up in the booth. Dawn Morgan on the sidelines patrolling as much as they will let her do it. So Otero with two backs in the backfield with him. One of them Nunez. The other one, I believe, is Hall. And he'll send Nunez from the right to the left. They'll hand it off to Hall up the middle across the 20 to about the 21-yard line, where he is met and dropped by Alexander Trammell, among others. It'll be a 1-yard gain for Hall. He's got 5 carries, 19 yards, and it's second down and 9.
Nothing doing. That was an immediate, rugby scrum right over the top of him. Didn't get much at all. So a good read against by the defensive line.
So that'll bring up second down and 9. The Lovington defense seems to be stiffening. Here as we get towards the middle portion of this second quarter. 8:30 remaining in the first half. Otero again. Nobody goes under center anymore. So Otero back, waits for it, gets it. He'll hand it off. That's going to be Hall. Tries the right side. Nothing doing there as nope, he popped out and he lost the ball. And it pops up into the hands of the Wildcats, and the Cats get the fumble.
Yeah, it was number 14 for the Wildcats.
As number 14 is Tayton Hilliard and gets it. And so Hilliard gets that one in the third turnover of the game, and the Cats will have it knocking on the door.
Yeah, and I didn't see how that squibbed out, but as soon as it was loose, it bounced on the turf, and Hilliard picked it up and said, thank you. I think I'll take that for a few yards.
So the Cats will have it first and goal from the 4-yard line after the fumble. So the fumble from from Hall. And that'll be the third turnover. Lovington gets it, bounces it, and crems it right up the middle, but gonna be just a little bit short. Rodriguez, the keeper for Jeffrey, gets it forward to about the 2-yard line. So a 2-yard gain on the keeper for Jeffrey, and it'll be second and goal from the 2. So second and goal from the 2 as Lovington comes up.
Very manageable. They just need to hang on to it.
It is, and it'll be Jeffrey on the keeper once again, and he is going to be stopped. Actually, Rodriguez that time with it is going to be stopped at the line for no gain. And so now it is third and goal from the 2. You would hate to get that turnover and then not be able to capitalize right here.
Right. I mean, they're so close to that goal. They can smell it, and they want to get over it. And let's hope that this is the down that they can do it on.
Ruidoso with a pretty good front 4, I will have to say that. So Lovington going kind of strength on streak there. Rodriguez will be the back of the backfield with Jeffrey. And 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Jeffrey to pass, comes near side, back across the middle and into the end zone. Put 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats.
He connected with Hilliard again.
And so Hilliard once again, Hilliard's second touchdown pass of the evening. He's got 2 catches for 41 yards, both of them touchdowns, and the Wildcats have taken the 20-12 lead with 7:10 remaining here in this first half of play.
This is an important conversion right here.
Yes, it certainly is. So the point after attempt to come. Lucas Contreras is the kicker. Be out of the hold of Trace Areola. Let's see, as the snap is good, Areola gets it down as it is popped up, and it goes wide to the left. And so the point after is no good, but with 7:10 remaining here in the first half, Lovington takes advantage of a turnover and takes the 20-12 lead. We're back in a minute here from One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Jeffrey to Hilliard out of the turnover that the Cats took back to the 4-yard line. Got a first down and goal. Point after attempt was no good, but the Cats have taken the 8-point lead, 20-12. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan down on the sidelines. Everybody doing proper social distancing, of course. But great to have you with us wherever you are tonight. Good to see some fans in the stands. They loosened that up, of course, yesterday. So Contreras will kick it away.
20-12, Lovington up by 8.
Yep, with 7:10 to go as Contreras will boot it away, and it'll be fielded back at the 10-yard line. Hall to the 15, to the 20, turn in the corner, 25 to the 30, and finally going to be knocked out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. So good return, good pursuit on the far side by the Cats, and Anthony Gomez, among others, also in on the chase over there. Ashton Aranda.
44-42, and he wasn't just knocked out of bounds, he was ripped out of bounds by that Wildcat.
And so it'll be first down and 10 for Ruidoso from their 32-yard line. Lovington, though, leading 20-12 with 7:02 remaining here in the first half. It feels like a fall night against Ruidoso as the temperature's kind of fallen, but it's March. Low snap, Otero gets it. He's going to throw it across the middle, and that one almost an interception again. Ruidoso's strength is really not their passing game. They're kind of an all-or-nothing passing team. I'm not sure if Nunez was the intended target over there or if it was Sandoval, but it's incomplete no matter how you look at it, and it'll be second down and 10. So second and 10 from the 32-yard line. Ruidoso football, 6:56 remaining here in this first half. Otero fakes the handoff, rolls to the right side, is hit just as he lets that one fly over the middle, and that one is almost picked off and then almost taken the distance by Sandoval. A fight across the middle for the Wildcats, and Tayton Hilliard doing a nice job in the middle there.
Yeah, Hilliard really popped that up. I thought he was going to be able to pop it up and it come down and land in his hands. It didn't quite work out that way, but still, really good heads-up play.
So it'll be third down and 10 for the Ruidoso Warriors. So third and 10 for the Warriors, 6:50 remaining. Lovington, though, leading the Cats up 20-12. Otero barks out the signals. Is Lovington going to show blitz on the right side, as they're just going to have to call a timeout? They want to talk about it. This will be the second timeout for Ruidoso here in the half. So with 6:50 remaining here in the first half, it's Lovington 20, Ruidoso 12. We are back in 1 minute. This is Wildcat football from One Radio Square Sports. Out of the Ruidoso timeout, it's third down and 10. The Cats trying to pull up the big defensive stop. Otero with trips to the left, one to the right. And a whistle going to sound and a flag going to fly. Did somebody line up off sides maybe? Let's wait and see what the man in the white hat has to tell us. And it will be false start on Ruidoso. So their second penalty of the day, and it is a costly one for them, as that'll make it a third down and 15 now. But if you're Lovington, you cannot get complacent and let them find that little dump pass over the middle. They like it. So Otero from the shotgun, third and 15. Three-step drop, wants it all, going down the right side, and that one is a case overthrown, but of receiver becoming defender, as Hilliard got position on that one, and so it'll be incomplete, and it'll be fourth down and 15. You've got to think it is going to be punt time for Ruidoso.
Yeah, and actually, defending that really well was Javier Corrales for Lovington. He was down there with man-to-man coverage and looked really good on that.
All right, so that'll bring up the 4th down and 15. Let's see if Hall will punt it away here. And it's a good snap. Hall gets it, but he's just going to kick it into his line. And that one was grabbed by one of the Wildcats, and it'll be, or one of the Warriors rather, and it's Wildcat football as they wind up with it at the 15-yard line. Wow, what happened there? I'm not sure I've ever seen that, as Hall just kicked it into his line, and the Wildcats will, or should have it, about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and Alexander Tremmel came up just beating his chest and roaring. Yeah, with that was amazing. That
was
awesome.
amazing. It's like Hall kicked it and it went into the hands, I believe, of Caden Sago, and then Trammell, among others, just pretty much rode him backwards. And so Sago is actually going to lose about 10 yards on that one. And so it'll be
Lovington
first.
Defense extremely pumped.
Extremely pumped, as they should be. So 1st and 10 from the 13. Hand it off to Rodriguez. He tries the left side to the 10 to the 5. Stretches it out. Did he get it? And they're going to say out at the 1-yard line. But Rodriguez from the 13-yard line takes it down to the 1. 12-yard gain and first down Wildcats.
He just missed getting in the end zone. In fact, he knocked down the orange pylon there. I was hoping his foot stayed on the right side of that. Ref is standing that back up right now.
So it'll be first down and goal for the Wildcats from the 1. Jeffrey to Rodriguez. Spin move as he's hit in the backfield, and no gain. He gets back to the line, but no more than that. And so it'll be second down and goal from the 1.
Lovington has got to punch this in here. They just have to convert on this.
Yes, they do. So second and goal from the 1. All right, I think I've got the scoreboard thing caught up now. So second and goal from the 1, but this has been a group of fantastic plays. And what? They're giving it back to Ruidoso. Did we fumble on that?
I think they were saying there was a fumble on the play at the end of that.
So Rodriguez fumbled, and so it'll go back to Ruidoso. Wow, okay, so 1st and 10 from the 2.
I apologize, a little tough sometimes. I'm having trouble with my
I understand, as Otero with it, hands it off in the backfield, gives it to, I believe that was Frizzell, and he's going to get about a yard, maybe 2. Yeah, they're going to give him 2 on the play. So Frizzell, 4 carries for 16 yards, and Lovington, their first turnover of the ball game, pins Ruidoso back deep in their own territory. We are just now at the halfway point of this second quarter. Just under 6 to play. Lovington with an 8-point lead, but their first turnover of the ball game. Now the defense is going to have to step up big once again. Otero drops it right on the goal line and just has to kind of dive forward to keep it from being a safety. That'll officially be the first sack of the game, and they will give that one to Trammell, I believe. And Otero going to lose 3 yards on the play, and so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 11. So 3rd and 11 from about the 1-yard line. 5:21 remaining here in the first half. Otero telling his guys where he wants them. He's going to send twins to the left, looks like 2 to the right. And fake the handoff, throw the crossing pass, and almost picked off once again is hopping up and down. Isaac Henson can't believe he didn't get that one. And so that'll be incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 11. And Dawn, if we know Coach G, this will be bring the house time, trying to get the safety.
Well, absolutely. They're definitely going to have to bring it against them. They are this close. They were so close to scoring, and now you know that frustration. If they can turn that around into positive aggression and stop, and that'll be awesome right here.
Hall going to be back deep in his own end zone, looking to boot it away. Low snap, handles it, and he will squib it right into the line again. It is on the ground. Is it a touchdown or a safety? Touchdown as the Wildcats get it. Another turnover. Credit that one on Hall, his second fumble of the ball game, and the Cats get it. Who fell on it? It was that number. I'm trying to catch the number here.
I was too far away over there on the opposite end zone. I could not see.
And that was Marcus Rodriguez, number 5. So Rodriguez falls on it in the end zone, and he gets the punt return, weird fumble kind of thing touchdown. No matter how you look at it, it's 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats.
26-12 your score right now. Let's see if they can add to that.
We shall see indeed. So for the point after, it'll be Contreras. Snap is good. Ariola gets it down, and that one is going to be blocked as credit where credit is due. Shooting through the line, big boy Dalton Trapp getting a hand on that one. It was either him or Hall won. So the point after, no good, but Lovington puts 6 more on the board. 4:58 to go here in the first half. Lovington 26, Ruidoso 12. We're back in 30 on Wildcat football from One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Wildcat football here from Z94 KZOR, Z94 KZOR app, HobbsAmerica.com, the Lovington Sports Channel, and the Lovington Sports Channel on YouTube. I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan on the sidelines as the Wildcats defense comes up big, and a blocked punt turns into a touchdown for Rodriguez. And the Cats point after, no good. That's kind of been about the only downside of this last about 5-6 minutes of game time. But the Cats up 26-12, Dawn. I know you're quite a ways away, but kind of what's the feeling down that direction?
Yeah, definitely a lot of jubilation, a lot of fist bumps, and hopping up and down these Lovington Wildcats in their designated area there on the sideline. So they're pumped. It's tough that they haven't been able to, make the conversions on these touchdowns, but they put the scores on the board, and you can't complain when you're up by 14 at this point in the game. No complaints.
No, Ruidoso, a pretty tough team. Of course, we'll talk about this in the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. It's with only 4 games and, with them doing a bowl-type setting, if you're the number 1 or 2 squad, you get to play for the state championship. So we'll talk more about that. So every win matters. It's almost like college football back during the BCS era. But we'll talk more about that, I'm pretty sure, during the Lovington Napa Know-How halftime show. So it'll be Contreras to kick it away. Hall, one of the men back deep for Ruidoso. Contreras gets to it, pops it onto the near side. It'll be fielded by Hall at the 15. Takes it to about the 18, and great coverage downfield by the Wildcats as, again, Alexander Trammell. We've called that senior's name an awful lot tonight. He's playing defense and special teams, and he gets the tackle right there.
I also think Corbin Enriquez was in on that, if that's 35. That I can see from here.
Yeah, that is Corbin Enriquez.
Half the time my
Good
glasses
job.
are fogged up from the face mask down here.
You gotta love the masks. You certainly do. Tongue firmly in cheek behind my mask. So it'll be Otero once again. Now the Wildcats up 26-12, 4:51 to go here in the first half. Wildcat defense has picked it up big here in this quarter. Send a man in motion from the right to the left. Otero with a quick handoff. Gives it to an up back and some room to run. Gets about maybe 2-3 yards trying to catch the number of the man who came out from the bottom of the pile there. That was Hall. And so Hall, after it's hard to credit a fumble on that, but he's going to wind up, they gave him forward momentum of 3. So he's got 22 yards. So second down and 7 to go for Ruidoso. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to send Hall in motion, and they're going to throw the flat screen out to the near side. Hall across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Going to be close to the first down. Gets just what he needed. Yep, 7 yards on that one, and it'll move the chains. Joseph Perez on the stop, but he needed 7. He got exactly 7, so it, as we mentioned, will move the chains. 4
Defense
catches.
has really got to hang tough right here. 4 minutes left of the half. You don't want to relax and let them get another score.
No, you certainly don't. 105 through the air as quickly over to the other side, and nothing doing over there as Lovington collapsed on that one pretty quick. And again, I apologize about the camera. I'm trying to do it all myself from up here. Hall going to get 4 yards out of that one. I think a pretty generous spot. It's all this new stuff I got to remember to do now. So it'll be second down and 6. Again, I am not complaining. Glad that we're able to bring this to you. So the shotgun, Otero wants it down the right side, has a man open at the 45 to the 40, and Lovington will bring him down, but that was a huge completion. Lovington let that man get completely behind the defense. The tackle made by Javier Corrales.
Yes.
And so trying to catch the number on that far sideline of the kid who got it. It was good for 37 yards.
Pedro, I think it was Keith and Pedro, 71, I believe.
All right, we'll call it good at that. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Ruidoso. Is bouncing it outside his Hall. He's to the 30, to the 20, down the sideline to the 10 before he is going to be bumped out of bounds. But it is a 26-yard gain for Hall, and then all of a sudden, it looks like Ruidoso's building up some momentum here. They picked up the tempo on the offense. I think maybe that's their game plan here, Dawn.
Yeah, I think they're trying to move quicker.
So it'll
a
be
lot quicker.
So it'll be 1st down and goal from the 10. Hand it off to Frizzell. He takes the right side, gets it out to about the 7-yard line. 3-yard gain for Frizzell, pardon me. So 3rd and goal from the, or rather 2nd and goal from the 7. There we go. I'm going to get all this spit out eventually correctly, I hope.
Nice.
2nd and goal from the 7. I know I'm
by
right on
Alexander Tremble on that. He was at the bottom of a pile, 2 or 3 swarmed defenders. 2
receivers right, 1 to the left. Otero throws the screen near side. Gets it to Frizzell at the 5, but Lovington stays home and is in the neighborhood and brings him down. So it'll be a 2-yard completion over there to Frizzell.
Ruidoso offense with a lot of momentum right now. Lovington has to do their best to stop them. Stop the
44
steamroll.
through the air for Ruidoso. So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 5. As whistles sound before the play,
I
normally
think
that'll
it's going to be a penalty on Lovington. They moved across the line.
Let's see, and it will be offsides on Lovington, so that'll be half the distance to the goal, but I believe it'll reset the down marker, so it'll be in essence, a 2-yard penalty.
Yep, 2.5.
And so it'll be 3rd and goal now from the 2.5. Yeah, 3rd and goal from basically the 2.5. Boy, a bad penalty there. Don't want to let Ruidoso back into this one. Of course, they will get the ball first in the second half.
Got to stop him here. Lovington has done it before, a couple of times before. They need to make this tough stand right here.
Done it before. Let's see if they can do it again, as they're going to line up and kind of go with the swinging gate with 2:07 to go. 3rd and goal from the 2. Otero all by himself in the backfield. He'll look, he'll sling it across the middle, and that one almost picked off. That would have been huge.
Almost. Getting a hand on it, I believe, was Marcus
Rodriguez doing a nice job there, but not able to come down with it.
Nice read, and almost, great play, but at least it does momentarily stop the Ruidoso train from moving into the end zone. Let's see if they can do it again here.
So 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. You know that in this situation, Coach Keith Johnson will go for it, and he brings his offense out. He's going to put 3 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Lovington crowding the line. Otero trying to get him to jump. He wants to talk about it. They've still got a timeout, and they will take that timeout. Or will they take it? They're saying the play clock expired, that they want the delay of game penalty. I can hear Coach G from up here. He wanted the delay of game. They didn't get it. Instead, it will be the 3rd and final timeout for Ruidoso. So we'll take it with them. 2:01 to go here in the first half. Lovington 26, Ruidoso 12. Back in 30 from One Radio Square Sports. Back here at Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium in Lovington, 26-12. Our Wildcats in the lead, but Ruidoso knocking on the door with 2:01 to go, and a 4th down and goal from the, call it the 2.5-yard line for Ruidoso. Lovington's defense has stepped up big here in this second quarter. A special teams touchdown for the Cats on a punt a minute ago And a couple of INTs also forced by the Wildcats. So doing
That
the
was-
job they've got to do, but
Yeah.
now got to make a big stand on 4th and goal from the 2.5 here, Dawn Morgan.
That was an intense huddle with some pretty good animation by the coaches. Let's see what they pump the defense up to be able to do right here.
Coach G animated, I can't imagine that. So from the shotgun, two backs in the backfield with Otero. He's got 2 receivers in tight to the left. And now he's going to shift Nunez over to the right side. Now he's going to put a man in motion. That's Sago with 7, with 6, with 5, with 4, with 3. Now he's going to send a man in motion with 2. That man was in motion. That should be a flag, as spinning out of the backfield and going into the end zone is going to be Otero, but that never should have gotten away at all. They still had a man. You cannot snap the ball with a man in motion. 3 yards into the end zone for the touchdown for Otero.
I'm really surprised that the Lovington coaches aren't hammering the refs on that.
Yeah, this isn't Canadian football where that is perfectly legal, but last time I checked, and unless the NMA changed the rules at some point and I didn't see them, we don't play Canadian rules football. But yeah, that man in the backfield was still in motion. That should have been motion on Ruidoso. Instead, it's a touchdown, makes it 26-18.
Yeah, it's not going to be argued with the refs here on the field.
All right. And maybe he did stop, but it sure didn't look like it from high up here. So the point after attempt, Otero going to throw it near side, and that one will be complete, and he does get that one as the completion going to go to Javier Otero. So Otero to Otero makes it 26-20. Lovington in the lead. 1:51 remaining in the first half. We are back in 1 minute. This is Wildcat football from One Radio Square Sports. After a bit of a controversy on a touchdown, the point after is good, and Ruidoso cuts the Lovington lead to 26-20. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan on the sidelines, as Ruidoso will kick it away, and it was a little bit higher that time, be taken by one of the up men at the 30, 35 to the 40, up the middle to near the 45-yard line, so a pretty good return. Lovington has had good field position on offense all night, Dawn.
Yeah, and that was Ashton Aranda with that return.
So Ashton Aranda on the return. And so Lovington 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. 1:43 remaining here in the first half. They would love to answer right here, right now. Of course, Ruidoso will have the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred. So Lovington going to be incumbent to answer touchdown with touchdown. Twins left, Twins right. Jeffrey from the shotgun, Rodriguez behind him. Jeffrey rolls near side, looks downfield, throws it, finds a man, completed across the 50 to the 45, and that is to Aguilera. Gets out of a tackle, comes back across the field. He's to the 30, to the 25, and brought down from behind just shy of the 20-yard line. They're going to say his knee went down at the 25, but it is a 31-yard completion to Adam Aguilera and moved the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Awesome run. Thought he was down. He squirted out, took off across the field. A smart run, too. And Jericho Frizzell, I believe, was the Ruidoso guy who took him down.
So 31 yards and first down. So the Cats will have it 1st and 10. Hand it to Rodriguez. Starts to the left, brings it back to the right. He's across the 20 to the 15 to the 10 and put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats, 24 yards from Rodriguez, and the Cats have answered just like that, Dawn Morgan.
Nice sweep right. He had some room. He ran for it, and he had to be fast. He was outrunning the defender and swept right into the end zone. Great offensive play. And that's exactly what Lovington needed to do. What was that, 3 plays?
Yeah,
down
2.
the field into the end zone.
Yeah, and he actually started taking it to the left and then brought it back to the right. Nifty little move there to get it in. So the point after to come, and looks like Lovington's going to say, all right, let's just go for 2 here. And nope, now they're going to switch out, and they are going to attempt the extra point. Lucas Contreras had a little trouble with it tonight, but let's see as this one is up, and it goes through the uprights and good. And so the Cats get the point after to fall, and with 1:05 to go in the first half, it's Lovington back up by 13, 33-20. We are back in 30 seconds. This is Wildcat football from One Radio Square Sports. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, a 24-yard run by Lucas Rodriguez to the right side. The point after was booted through by Contreras, and the Wildcats answer a Ruidoso touchdown and go up 33-20. Dawn Morgan on the sideline. I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. You're on Z94, KZOR, Hobbs, Lovington. The Lovington Sports YouTube channel, the Lovington Sports channel on HobbsAmerica.com, and, of course, the Z94 KZOR app. Thank you so much for being with us wherever you are tonight. So, of course, don't forget, coming up in 1:05 of game time, we will have your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. Lovington Auto Supply, of course, right here in Lovington. Go see the good folks and get the Napa Know-How. 33-20 is the score, so Contreras will kick it away. Now, Dawn, if you're Coach G here, do you maybe think about an onside, knowing that, Ruidoso's going to have some time to work with, even though they don't have timeouts, and get the ball back to start
risky.
the half?
I think you trust your defense to do the work.
And they have done a great job tonight, as it'll be a high end over-ender as Hall will get it back at the 10 to the 15 to the 20, cuts it back and is going to be met at about the 25, and now we truly have a rugby scrum across the 25 to the 27-yard line, as all 11 men in blue and all 11 men in white are pushing forward. So when it's all said and done, it goes to the 27-yard line, first down and 10 for Ruidoso.
And all the defense needs to do is just pin them back, hold them, and don't let them score it out and make any long yardage or complete a long pass, and just hold them before this. I think going into the locker with a 33-20 lead is going to be real important mentally for Lovington, and keep them pumped to come out in the second half and play as well as they have this second quarter.
Otero from the shotgun. He's got Hall in the backfield with him. He will hand it off as Hall takes it to the right side and runs right into the teeth of the Lovington defense. Saw Craig Alexander over there, a couple other Cats too. It'll be a pickup of 1 for Hall, 11 carries, 53 yards. It'll be second down and 9 for Ruidoso, 49 seconds. And actually Lovington is going to take a timeout, so we will keep it right here. 33-20 is the score as the Wildcats in the lead. And we got to say a big thanks to everybody who makes Wildcat football possible, like the good folks over at Bob's Thriftway, your local hometown grocery store, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, providing the power to power us through everything here in northern Lee County. Lovington Auto Supply. Get the Napa Know-How from Lovington Auto Supply, of course. Proud to bring you the Napa Know-How Lovington Auto Supply halftime show. General Welding, also proud supporters of the Lovington Wildcats. Also a big thanks to the Lovington schools. In addition to sponsoring, of course, they are also allowing us to provide the video feed, and we'll get better with it as time goes on, I promise you that. The city of Lovington, also proud supporters of Lovington Sports, Knoll Pharmacy and Devon Energy. And I have to apologize right now to Knoll Pharmacy, Dawn.
Yes?
It is the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard.
Okay.
I cannot read my own chicken scratch, but the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. So on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, it is Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. Out of the Lovington timeout, Ruidoso football, second down and 9, 49 seconds to go. From the shotgun, Otero with it. Pumps it, then hands it off, and a huge hole opened up for Hall. He's across the 30, 35, cuts it back to the 40, 45, still on his feet, spins out of a tackle at the 50 and into Wildcat territory and out of bounds to stop the clock. Ouch. That's about all you can say about that one. 27 yards for Hall.
And everybody was in pursuit trying to either bring him down or push him out of bounds. And Lovington D finally able to do that, but that was a big gain for Ruidoso. Still a lot of time on the clock. Can do a lot with 38 seconds. Lovington defense has to try to make sure Ruidoso can't do anything.
A busted play in the backfield that actually turned good because they were Lovington, as I guess Hall went to the wrong side and Lovington not able to get to him. So good protection as Hall got it, and then the middle was wide open and took it down. So fake the handoff. Otero's going to keep it, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. Nice job by the Wildcats coming in, and putting the stop on was Daniel Wall, number 56, among others.
Help from Craig Alexander, too.
Second sack of the ball game, and it will be a 3-yard loss. So second sack of the ball game for the Wildcats will bring up
time for it.
Second down and 13. And again, we will just keep it right here. So on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, it's Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. 30 seconds remaining here in this first half. An exciting first half. You can tell everybody maybe at times a little bit rusty, including your broadcast crew, at least the one up in the booth. But, you know, it's just great to have sports back. Of course, don't forget tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, more Lovington Lady Cat volleyball from over in Wildcat Gym. Then at 3 o'clock here at Wildcat Stadium, Patrick Alexander will have Lovington Wildcat Soccer. Those games available on HobbsAmerica.com. The Lovington girls also available on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and the Lovington girls soccer game will be available in addition to HobbsAmerica.com, also on the Boxcast app on your smart TV. I think I got that right. I'll double check it.
It's a lot of moving pieces.
There is
a lot of things to keep
there is a
straight.
lot of moving pieces. Second down and 13 out of the sack in the Lovington timeout, and flags fly. And so is it offsides, and it'll be false start on Ruidoso. So move them back 5 yards. Their third penalty for 25 yards. So that'll bring up a second down and 18. So Ruidoso moving it backwards as the man on the near side receiver, that was number 14, Camden Johnson, looked like he jumped. Nelson Johnson, he's going to be wide to the left this time, giving him a little room near side. Javier Contreras trips to the left, one to the right. From the shotgun, Otero guns it across the middle, and his intended target across the way falls down.
I think he just tripped.
I think he did, and he's a little slow getting up.
He is. I think he maybe just turned his ankle a little bit. That's number 23, David Sanchez.
144
he limped off the field. I think
for,
he's going to be all right.
All right, maybe you can walk it off. It is a little bit nippy out there, so maybe just some cramps. Of course, up in Ruidoso, isn't it always a little nippy?
Yeah, this is mountain weather, but we've got it here in Lovington tonight.
Yeah, this is like November weather in March.
It
is football weather, I'll give it that.
Like.
Yeah, it does feel like football weather. I'm just still off. I mean, this is basketball season, but everything is off. But we're glad to be here with football tonight. So trips to the left, looked like somebody got off early. No call. Otero dumps it across the middle to Hall, and he is hit immediately. Trace Areola, and he drags Areola with him about 3 yards.
What a great read by Areola. I mean, he was just on him immediately, got him around, bear hugged him into a hole that was going to be impossible for him to get out of. So good tackle, good technique, good play.
So that'll bring up a fourth down and 22 seconds to go as Lovington will burn its final timeout. So now the question is, will Coach Johnson on the other side, will he choose to just try and run that clock out, or will he kick it away and, take his chances? Lovington will be able to take 4 or 5 shots, and they can make the big play happen, Dawn.
Yeah, they didn't take very much time at all to put that last score on the board. That was a really quick down the field march to get to where they are now, 33-20, 13 up. at least at this point, going into the half. 22 seconds left, though. Well, that's 3 or 4 plays maybe. We'll see what happens.
Yep, on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. So Lovington has taken their final timeout, 4th down, and a long way to go. So I don't know, Coach Johnson has been known sometimes to just let his quarterback run around. He's got Otero, and I think he's one of them who probably can just get it from the shotgun and then basically go run in circles and not get tackled to run the clock out. Of course, we're still slightly over 20 seconds. Be interesting to see if he goes for that or if he does try and kick it away. And it looks like he has Hall out to kick. Is Lovington going to send him in deep to receive? That'll be Tatum Hilliard. As Hall barks it out, gets it. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to come to the near side across the 45, steps arm to man to the 50. Spin move down to the 45, and we've got flags all over the place as the ball pops out. As it won't be enough for the first down, but a lot of it's going to depend on the flag. As so the second fake punt attempted. So is it on Lovington or is it on Ruidoso? That'll be the question, and it'll be personal foul face mask on Lovington. Ouch, that'll tack it on to the end, and it'll give a new set of downs to Ruidoso. A bad penalty at a very bad time.
Yeah, exactly, right before the half. And they're going to walk that off, and yeah, Lovington, looking a little dejected. Well, they should.
15 yards, and you'll tack it on to the end of the 13 that Hall gained, so he's got 93 on the ground through the first half, and it'll give a new set of downs to Ruidoso. That's their 6th first down, and Lovington has given them 3 of them. So
you just don't want to open the door for them.
No, you don't. You're up by 13, 2 scores, but you just need to hold them. They're going to have the ball first to start the second half. 14 seconds to go. Take the handoff. Otero rears back, throws it across the middle, and that one is going to be almost picked off. Isaac Henson, almost his second INT. He had that one read, but not able to come down with it. So second down and 10. How did he not hang on to that football? Great effort.
He down to the turf, and I think he lost it on the way down, but it was such a great read. I mean, he ran that like he was running the offensive curl, that pattern, to pick that off almost.
From the 29-yard line inside Lovington territory, 6 seconds to go, second down and 10. So Ruidoso can take a couple of shots here, but they're going to have to take them quickly. One of those one-step fire, get out of bounds, and then take another shot at the end zone. If you're Lovington here, you got to be careful not to give them room to run, but you've got to put an umbrella back probably around the 5-yard line, I would think, as whistles sound and flags fly.
Somebody
and
jumped.
It will be off false start on Ruidoso. So that is their 4th penalty for 30 yards. So move them back 5 yards. And so it'll be second down and 15 from back at the 34-yard line.
6 seconds on the clock.
Well, you've still got time for at least one shot at the end zone. You've got to think that's probably what they're going to do. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 men in the backfield with Otero, modified I. Otero with it. He wants it all down the right side, throws it. That one is underthrown and almost picked off again by Henson as time expires on the first half. So on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, it is Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. We're back in 3 minutes for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show here on One Radio Square Sports. Right now, Evie, back. Back.
We got Coach D really quick. Okay. Hey, Coach, going up 33-20 half. What about this first half?
I think one thing that concerned us coming into the week was pre-snap penalties and then not taking care of the football. And we've had plenty of that in the first half ourselves. Good thing is our defense is playing really well right now. They've created some turnovers. We've blocked some kicks. We've tackled them inside the 20. We're playing hard.
You are.
We're playing unbelievably hard right now, but we just got to do our assignment and do our job.
First quarter, penalties killed you a bit. You fixed it second quarter, a lot of production offensively and great defensive stop.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they rallied up there in the second quarter, so we just got to get in here, get a few things fixed, quit shooting ourselves in the foot, and finish this son of a gun right here.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Yes, ma'am. Good to see you.
Great to see you. Coach G,
All right, thank you very much, Don. I didn't know if we'd be allowed to do that. I apologize in advance. So now we will take our time out to get ready for the Napa Know-How Lovington Auto Supply halftime show on the Knowles Pharmacy scoreboard. It's Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. We're back in 3 minutes for the halftime show. I promise this time from One Radio Square Sports. Welcome to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show from Wildcat Stadium, the opening game of the 2021 spring football season. And on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. Up in the booth, I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan patrolling field level. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We will start with the Ruidoso Warriors as their quarterback Otero goes 9 of 25 for 147 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The touchdown, a 45-yarder to Nunez. He also had a touchdown pass to Hall for 19. Hall is this leading receiver, 5 catches for 58 yards. Nunez with 1 catch, 45 yards, but it was a biggie. On the ground, Hall with 13 carries for 93 yards. He is the leading rusher. Frizzell with 5 carries for 19 yards. Sayo, 1 carry for 10 yards. He's the big fullback. Then you've got Otero, carried the ball 4 times for -4 yards, but he did have a 3-yard touchdown run. He was sacked twice in that first half. So for the Ruidoso Warriors, they were whistled 4 times for 30 yards in that first half. Score by quarter, they get 6 in the first, 14 in the second. That's how they get to their 20 on the board. Turning the page for for Ruidoso too, they did have 6 first downs in that first half. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats through the air, Jared Jeffrey goes 7 of 13 for 139. He has 3 touchdown strikes, no interceptions at all. Those touchdowns coming to Henson on a 45-yard bomb and to Hilliard on the 39-yarder and a 2-yard variety. He also had a 31-yard reception to Aguilera. Leading receiver is Henson with 45 yards. Hilliard right behind him with 41. Then Aguilera with 31 and Contreras with 23. On the ground, you've got Rodriguez, 10 carries for 64 yards, including a 24-yard touchdown. Rodriguez also got the touchdown on the blocked punt, so he has 2 touchdowns on the night. Trace Ariola with a 2-point conversion for him. He's got 2 yards on the ground, 5 yards for Jeffrey. He has not been sacked, and I hate to write it down, but you've got to Trammell recovers a fumble, so he loses 6 yards, so he's in the book that way, not the way he would really like to be there, I would imagine. So you've got 139 through the air, 65 on the ground, 204 total for the Wildcats. Too many penalties, 6 penalties for 53 yards in the first half. They score 8 points in the first and 25 in the second. That's how they get to their 33 points on the board. Only 5 first downs, and it seemed like the offense was, or rather the defense was on the field a lot more than the offense, especially in that second quarter. But hey, you'll take it if you are up by 13 going into the second half. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. And on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, it is Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. We're back in 2 minutes for the Napa Know-How keys to the second half. This is Wildcat Football from One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. Your Lovington Auto Supply right here in Lovington. Get the Napa Know-How. They've got it all, and they'll take care of you just like your family. Lovington Auto Supply over on second right here in Lovington. On the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, Lovington leading 33-20 as we talk about the Napa Know-How keys to the second half. Dawn Morgan, what are you thinking?
Exactly what Coach shared with us before heading into the locker room. I think he likes what he sees for the most part. Able to, the offense actually has to spend a little more time in the field for them, though. If anything, I think the Lovington offense needs to just take a little bit more time. I think they like to work quickly, but sometimes that's working it's working against them, as they're just a half a second to a second too soon with some of their plays, and I think that they're hurrying just a little too much. So they actually need to take their time on the field and maybe, yes, put another couple of scores on the board if they can for insurance, because Ruidoso is very capable of roaring back. So they've got to get some more points for insulation, but they also need to eat some clock while they're doing it, to eat some time to not allow Ruidoso to have possession of the football and to, cut down the time that Ruidoso will have to score as well. So I think they maybe need to work on that, continue to play and make fewer penalties. They were doing much better in that department in the second quarter than in the first. As Coach said, we need to not shoot ourselves in the foot. Well, he's exactly right. You can make 3 brilliant plays, and then one bad penalty at the wrong time can just wipe it all off. So they've got to really work on that. But for the most part, I think they're looking pretty sharp. And I didn't expect them, I think, to look this good, losing the amount of seniors and talent and experience that they did at the end of last year. This team has done a lot of work in their downtime, and it's good to see them playing so well out here and doing so well after waiting so long to be able to get on the field.
Well, you're right. Of course, this season was supposed to start the last weekend in August, and here we are the first weekend in March, and we're finally getting to play. It will be a 4-game season, and then the last plan that we heard was after those 4 games, they're going to basically do a poll, and whoever is number 1 and number 2 are going to play for the state championship. 3 will then play 4. The number 5 will then play number 6, and on down the line. And so every game matters if you want to have a shot at that number 1 seed or number 2 to play potentially for a blue trophy.
I really think that not only does the final score and the win matter, but how you play, how well you play, and how well you stand out and really impress. Because if it comes down to a lot of teams that have basically the same record, it's going to be the ones that really stood out and impressed and played stronger football from beginning to end. And that's the kind of performance that you got to have. So it's not just the W that matters at the end, but it really is how you play the game this
basically
season,
you're getting style points just like you used to in the old BCS era of college football. So I wish we could just do the playoffs like we normally do, but of course with COVID being like it is, and with trying to cram every single sport we've got into basically half a semester, I guess some concessions have to be made. So understand it, and you just take it as it comes, and we're just happy one way or another to be here bringing you the game, of course, on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, also on the Z94 KZOR app, and video streaming this year on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Wildcat. Actually, it's just the Lovington Sports Channel on YouTube.
Something interesting, some differences brought on by COVID world. They don't have as many team personnel allowed on the field. So the team managers and some of the personnel who were providing the water, actively taking water and Gatorade, other drinks out to the players on the field and not on the field, but on the sidelines and out on the field during huddles, that's not allowed. So what they've done to get around that and still provide hydration that's in reach, they've spread out every 6 feet or so around the track, the inside of the track. On the home side, they have spread out gallons of water jugs, Gatorade, mini coolers, and thermoses, so that the team, when they need hydration, they can drift back out of their box that they have to stay within, and they go and grab something that's close and get some hydration, set it back down, and then go back to their designated area. It's interesting. Also, some of the guys who are helping throw out the extra footballs and stuff, they're not allowed. So there is somebody who's taking the footballs and cleaning them, wiping them down, and
Yeah.
setting them down at designated areas on the sideline so they can quickly grab those and get them out when they're switching out game balls.
Yep, definitely a lot of changes, but one thing that's not going to change, we're still playing football. This has been your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Get the Napa Know-How right here in Lovington. On the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, it is Lovington 33, Ruidoso 20. We're back for the start of the second half. In 90 seconds, you're listening to the Lovington Wildcats and watching the Lovington Wildcats from One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Football here on HobbsAmerica.com, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, Z94 KZOR, and the Z94 app. High above Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan, patrolling as much of the sideline as COVID regulations will allow her to patrol. But we're glad to be with you. Evie in studio engineering and producing tonight. Our score on the Knoll scoreboard, Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. I'll get it right, I promise. 33-20 in favor of the Wildcats. Ruidoso will have the ball to start this second half. So final thoughts as we get ready to get this second half underway, Dawn.
It's getting noticeably chillier down here. My phone says we've got about, I think, 42 degrees right now in Lovington. There's a little bit of a northwest wind adding to that wind chill. So it's getting a little more challenging to stay warm. I drifted up here just for the halftime into the stands for a while. I'll get back down on the sidelines here in a few minutes with the teams. Got to be feeling it too. Yeah,
definitely so. I know I'm feeling it up in the booth, and I can't move around. Of course, I'm not in the wind, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. So here in the third quarter, Lovington will be kicking off from north to south. That is left to right on your radio dial. Of course, you can see that yourself on your TV or your device. It is going to be left to right. So the Cats with a 13-point lead, but the defense going to have to come out and make another quick early stand, I'm thinking here, if, they want to go ahead and keep Ruidoso down in this one. But a pretty good game so far. The Cats with plenty of firepower offensively and defensively, and we've seen tonight special teams as well. So kicking it away, it'll be Contreras as he sets it up, and he will boot it away. As Hall will come up and he will field that one at about the 20. He's going to take it across the 20 and not a lot of room to run, and is hit immediately and dropped right there. Nice job by the Lovington Wildcat defense to swarm Hall and keep him from not getting just a huge gain. It'll be 1st and 10 and spot him right at the 20. That's what
Special teams have done a pretty good job tonight for Lovington.
Yeah, a couple of blocked punts, forced turnover that resulted in a touchdown. Yeah, I would say it has been a very good night for the special teams. Defense has forced 2 fumbles and 3 interceptions. 2 interceptions, I apologize. So now it'll be Otero. He's going to throw it on the screen, and nobody biting on that one. Trying to get a man over on that far side. I believe that was Sandoval. He got it, but no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, if Lovington could put up a big stand defensively here and stop Ruidoso right out of the gate on the second half. That would send such a good signal, and I think really, demoralize Ruidoso a little bit, keep them down a bit.
So second down and 10. Sandoval's third catch for 36 yards, but that one didn't go anywhere. They're going to send twins to the right and one to the left. Two guys in the backfield with Otero. Barks out the signal, sends a man in motion, and he gets set just before the ball is snapped, and Otero going to keep it himself. Option look, and he is going to be sacked. A 5-yard loss. Nice job by the Wildcats, and I believe that was Trammell in there getting the first lick among others. So Otero sacked for the third time tonight. And Craig Alexander also in on that stop. And so it'll be third down and about 15. So the Cats doing what they need to do defensively. So now a big third down for Ruidoso from back at their own 15-yard line. They need to get it out to the 30. Otero with one man in the backfield, twins left and right. Otero looks to pass. He's going to step up. He's hitting the backfield, and he is going to be dropped. Coming through, Marcus Rodriguez got the first hit on, and also coming up and making the stop again, Alexander Trammell, and another sack, another 5-yard sack, and it's fourth down and 20.
Well, they must have got some nice kudos and a big pep talk in that locker room at halftime. They've come out ready to just kill.
They certainly have. So now it'll be punt time, and you've got to think they are going to come after it with everything they are worth. The last time they did that, they wound up with a special teams touchdown. Of course, kept the defense out there a long time, but we'll see what happens as Hall to punt it away. As he waits, and, well, they only had 10 men on the field. Now they've got 11 as a guy comes in very late from the sideline. And so that'll be offsides on Lovington, as getting a little bit antsy there was the man over on that far left end coming in from the block, but you got to take the deep breath and not give them free yardage. And, yep, it'll be on the Cats, you've got to think. And so, wow, they actually called that on Ruidoso. And so it'll be false start on Ruidoso, so that'll be 5-yard penalty on them. So, okay, here I am blaming it on us, Dawn, and it was on them.
Yeah,
so now
I'm,
they will,
around.
now they are going to bring the house, trying to get this one blocked as Hall will get it, and he will kick it away. That one got tipped at the line, and it's going to squib out to around the 40, take a Ruidoso bounce, and then take a Lovington bounce and back to around the 37-yard line. So Lovington, as they've had all night, with great field position. So we talked about it at halftime, Don. The defense doing what they needed to do. Now it'll be time for the offense to see what they can do as they take over with 9:13 to go here in the third quarter. And on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, Lovington up by 13, 33-20.
Well, we'd like, there's nothing wrong with quick strike and putting a quick score on the board. But as we said, if Lovington could hang on and dominate possession of the football in the second half and eat some clock, as well as put scores on the board, that would be optimum.
And had 65 rushing yards in the first half. Nothing wrong with that as a whistle sounds before anything happens. It's the man in white, and he's going to ask out. They started running the play clock before they got the ball set, and Lovington asking them to reset it. So they're going to send a new play in from the sideline as Tatum Hilliard will come in and bring the play out. Ball at the 37-yard line. First and 10 for the Wildcats. Oh, it'll be Jeffrey. He's the quarterback from the pistol. Fakes the handoff to Rodriguez. Slips down. Is going to be pressured. Comes near side. And he's just going to skip it in at the feet of Hilliard. So incomplete. And that'll be second down and 10 for the Wildcats. And when you do plays like that, it does not take much time off the clock. 9:04 remains in the third quarter. Again, if you want to control clock time, incomplete passes are not the way to do it.
He just really had to go for a quick he wasn't intentional grounding, but he got just enough on it, so it could have been catchable.
And the handoff will come out. That is Rodriguez. He brings it near side. Little stutter step to the 35, to the 30. Tiptoes the sideline and going to be out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him officially. And they're going to put him down at about the, they're going to put him at the 25. So it'll be a pickup of 12 for Rodriguez and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Awesome.
76 yards on the ground for Rodriguez. And
Yeah.
so the Cats from the 20, well, call it the 26.
I think the Cats could go to their running game as a surprise element at times because they've been passing most of this game.
Jeffrey from the shotgun, and he is just going to be run into as trying to pass it. That'll go down as a sack, even though he tucked it and thought about running it. Christian Montes, that'll be the first sack of the day for Jeffrey, and they're going to put him back. Did he get back to the line of scrimmage? I don't think he did. Nope, he'll lose one, so Montes will get credit for the sack, and it'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Ruidoso really expects the pass, so I think sometimes you give him, go ahead and
Trips left, 1 right. Rodriguez in the backfield as everybody jumps, and the question was, were they drawn or did they jump of their own accord? We will have to see what the man in white says, and he's going to say offsides on Ruidoso. So Ruidoso with a couple of uncharacteristic penalties, and so he's 2nd down, but it'll tack 5 back on to it, and so it'll make it a much more manageable 2nd down and 6 for the Cats.
good time to pick up that that penalty by Ruidoso.
Yep.
It's a good break for Lovington.
Moves them back to the 27, or make that the 22-yard line. I'm gonna learn how to count. It's been a year and a half. Give me a break here, people. So with 22, 2nd and 6 from the 22. Trips left, 1 to the right. Rodriguez in the backfield with Jeffrey. Handed off to Rodriguez on the left side sweep. He's going to cut it back to the right side. Started it left. Stiff arms a man still on his feet. He's got some room to the 20, to the 10. Puts his head down, cuts it back again at the 5, and finally going to be brought down, but not before. He runs it 17 yards, and 1st and goal, Wildcats.
Yeah, but flags were out on that. Let's see if that was penalty or if they were just throwing the marker flags.
Well, let's see. You'd hate to see this one come back for a hold, and it will be a holding on Lovington. Wow, so it'll wipe out. So it'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul and a very inopportune time for a penalty, Dawn. So we'll still get the 17 yards, but it happened after the play. So that's 12 carries for 93 yards now for Rodriguez.
Good news is Lovington still has the ball. They're in good position to score.
First and 10.
Let's see what they can do.
1st and 10 from the 14 for the Wildcats. High snap, it's handled. New running back in the game is Areola. He is hit in the backfield immediately. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Is big number 69, who we apologize, we don't have him on the roster that we were provided from Ruidoso.
And he's actually been in there on some key plays. He has seen a lot of game time, so it is a shame we don't know who he is, but that just happens with the roster sometimes.
It certainly does, and so it'll be a loss of 2 for Areola, and we do have an injury on the field. So with the injury timeout, 7 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, we will take a 30-second injury timeout. This is Wildcat football from One Radio Square Sports. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, an injury timeout. One of the Cats down. Looks like it's just a cramp, but they are working on it pretty good here. So glad to have you with us tonight wherever you are here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, or of course on your smart TVs, on the Lovington Sports Channel, on YouTube, and also at HobbsAmerica.com on all of your devices. As it was actually Jared Jeffrey who was down with the cramp. And so, but he's up and he's walking it off. Glad to see that Jared's okay, but we'll have a new quarterback in with a 2nd down and 12 to go for the Wildcats.
And with this, as we talked about at halftime, about it getting much colder, and that is a risk that you run when you start getting that cold and just enough of a breeze to really add that wind chill factor.
So it'll be Ashton Aranda taking over at quarterback. He's got Areola behind him. Twins right, twins left. Aranda, the sophomore quarterback, taking over for Jeffrey, as jumping well offsides, Christian Montez. I think that's probably going to be offsides. I don't think he was going to be drawn, but sometimes when you have a new quarterback, a new cadence happens. So we'll have to see what the call from the man in white is. He's asking if it's false start or if it's, and it will be false start on Lovington. Yeah, new quarterback, and so the new cadence is, did him in on that one.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an advantage for Lovington. The disadvantage is, okay, you got a bit of a more green quarterback there in the lineup for you. Good thing he's getting some experience, and it actually does create a little confusion because that defensive line from Ruidoso is accustomed to the look and feel of Jared Jeffrey.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 17. Twins left, twins right. Aranda, high snap, handles it. He's going to be flushed, comes near side, dumps it underneath, and has a man. And that'll be completed to Tayton Hilliard across the 20, out to about the 17-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 5. So Aranda, his first completion, gets it to Hilliard, who now has 3 catches for 46 yards. And they get the penalty back at least.
Yeah, it's a good composure by him there, but nice protection for him on the line as well. I think the line a little mindful that they have a new quarterback in and they need to give him a little bit more time.
So now 3rd down and 12. Aranda barks out the signals, hands it off. Areola up the middle across the 15, still on his feet, breaks through at the 10, and it's still going to the 5. He's going to be close to first down yardage. It'll all depend on the spot as Trace Areola breaks it through. From the 17, he gets it down. They're going to say that he's at the 6. Well, make it the 7, but he still picked up 10 yards, and so it's going to be 4th down and about 2. So 4th down and 2 to go, and yep, we know that the Cats are going to be going for it. I don't think there is any question about that at all. So 4th and 2, man in motion from the left to the right. Aranda barks it out, rolls to the right side, looking to the end zone, tosses it and puts 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats, as that one is complete, and the Wildcats have struck first in the second half, as that one will go to number 2, Javier Corrales. Welcome to the varsity, young man.
That was a nice series and really managed very well in a very calm manner. His heart may be hammering out of his chest, but he played with poise.
Helps if you turn the mic back on. Yeah, he played with an awful lot of poise. And so the point after to come as Lovington goes up 39-20. Very important to get this point after here. Lucas Contreras is the kicker out of the hold of Trace Areola. So Lovington up 39-20. Well, let's see what happens right here. High snap, it's handled. Contreras puts the boot in it, kind of a sidewinder, but it will sneak inside the left upright and good. And with 6:14 remaining in the 3rd quarter, your Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard reads Lovington 40, Ruidoso 20. We are back in 1 minute from One Radio Square Sports. This is Wildcat Football. Back here at Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium as the sophomore backup quarterback Ashton Aranda comes in for an injured Jared Jeffrey and immediately takes his team right down the field and culminates with a 7-yard touchdown strike to Javier Corrales.
What was the yardage on that offensive drive?
It wasn't much. I don't recall, but it wasn't a whole lot.
Good possession and nice march down and great score and conversion.
40-20, and now the onside kick, and whistles sound before, so I think somebody jumped early. So it should be false start. Yep, false start on Lovington, so they'll move them back 5 yards. So 73 yards of penalties against Lovington, but I like the aggression being shown by Coach G. 6:14 remaining in the third quarter, so right at the halfway mark of this third quarter, Lovington up by 3 scores.
And you just want to pour it on. You can't let up. You can't relax. You've got to really just keep steamrolling. Your defense has got to create the stops and the opportunities for the offense to get back on the field.
We're going to move the Cats back to the 35-yard line, and something tells me they may try that again. Wouldn't be any huge surprise. They do have Hall back to deep to receive. So now we're going to try it again. Let's see if they choose to try an onside once again. Have to wait and see. From high atop Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrolling the sidelines, at least from the track level, as Contreras goes up to it, and this time he will just boot it away, and it'll be fielded by the other back this time as he is going to bring it across the 20-25, and he is going to be hit and driven backwards at the 25-yard line. And I think maybe things getting a little chippy down there, and yep,
yeah,
there goes the flag.
Flying. Got to be unsportsmanlike.
Question is, will it be on us or them? And it was the referee, the head ref, who called it, and it will be personal foul on Lovington. That is a bad, bad penalty there. 15 yards, you tack that onto the end of it, and you got to be careful that you don't get too many of those, or they're going to start tossing people here. That is now 88 yards of penalties against Lovington in this ball game, and it gives Ruidoso much better field position to start this possession down by 20 points and 6:06 to go here in the third quarter. Still a lot of time in this. Don't lose your heads.
Yeah, they've got to maintain. They've got to keep that intensity and that fire going, but you can't go overboard with that.
No, you certainly cannot. So Otero, he's back into the ball game, and he will hand it off. And he's going to hand it off to Hall, who goes the long way around and gets 2 yards out of it. So a 2-yard gain for Hall. He's got 95 yards, and we actually have a new quarterback in the game for Ruidoso as Cooper Pritchett takes over at the quarterback position. But a flag comes in, so we'll see what this one's going to be. Maybe in the neighborhood of holding. And they're coming over and talking to Coach G, so I've got to think that it is going to be against Ruidoso.
I think they're seeing what he...
And it will be false start on Ruidoso. Yeah, the reason they were asking him, I think, was to determine if he wanted to take the result of the play, which would have brought a second down, but he chose to take the 5 yards. I think the way your defense is playing, I think that's a pretty good deal there. Pritchett now in at quarterback for Ruidoso, so I guess they saw what happened when Lovington did that. Pritchett, he's just a sophomore as well, so he's going to come out and take over for Ruidoso here in this second half. Pritchett rolls to the right side, looking for some help. Now he's going to be pressured, knocks off Areola. Now he's going to turn it up, and he's to the 30, to the 32-yard line before he's met by some Cats and ridden hard out of bounds.
Yeah, big boom put on him by number 6 for Lovington.
And it's actually going to wind up as no gain for Pritchett, and so it'll bring up a second down and 15.
Sorry, trying to manipulate my roster that was texted.
I apologize. I am not a great phone photographer here.
It's okay.
So second down and 15 after the quarterback keeper from Pritchett. He gets it. He'll hand it off. Hall up the middle. Not a lot of room to run. Right into the teeth of the Wildcat defense. Up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain for Hall, who has 97 on 15 carries. Pardon me. So, but it's a third down. And call it about 13, 14 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 13.
And kind of getting up a little bit slowly
yep,
there.
Nunez
and
getting
off
up a little bit slowly. Thank you. My tablet decided it wanted to freeze in place, so not that I'm doing a real great job keeping up with the scoreboard.
Nunez for Ruidoso.
So a brief injury timeout. Nunez did get off. He's heading over to the sideline. Yeah, you've got to think that it is definitely, the cold causing some cramping. It's just been one of those weeks, way cold, then way warm, then way cold, then way warm. It's going to be very hard to get your body acclimated. Thank you, Don. Acclimated to what they're doing. Pritchett from the shotgun trips receivers to the left side. He'll hand it off. Hall in the backfield. Nowhere to go as they are going to drop him back at the 26-yard line. Nowhere to go for that man. And pardon me, that wasn't Hall. That was Frizzell. And so he's going to lose 9 yards on the play. And so it's 4th down and 24. And you got to think it is going to be punt time now for Coach Keith Johnson with under 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
Good read on that play. He swarmed him immediately, and it was a brutal takedown, but it was clean. Good, clean hit.
Yes, it certainly was. So, again, the Wildcat defense stepping up big. 40-20 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Lovington in the lead. As whistles sound as somebody jumped. We got a flag on the play. False start. Yep, it'll be false start on Ruidoso. Ruidoso, it seems like Lovington came out focused and fired up for this second half. Ruidoso looking, I hate to say this, Don, maybe just a little lackadaisical and not as focused as they were in that first half.
Looking just a little sluggish somehow in this, starting this second half. I mean, we'll take it.
Oh, yeah, definitely good for us. But that's not generally a hallmark of a Coach Keith Johnson team. So Hall back to punt, and it'll be Hilliard back deep to receive. So Hall gets it away, and that's a helicopter kick. Hilliard going to let it bounce at the 45 and takes a huge Ruidoso bounce inside the 40, inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. So that's where Lovington will take over. 1st and 10 with 4:18 to go here in the third quarter. Now, Don, here's where you can have that back-breaking, soul-killing, clock-eating drive.
That's exactly right. That's what they need to do is maintain possession. And they really need that. Even though they're up by 20 on the board, 40-20 your score with 4:18 left. This is the time of game to eat some of that clock without sacrificing any points.
And Jeffrey will be back in at the quarterback position for the Wildcats. So, got the cramp stretched out. He's going to send trips to the left and one to the right. Single back in the backfield is Rodriguez. They'll hand it off to Rodriguez. Has a little room, gets it up to the 35, make it the 36-yard line. So it'll be a short gain, 2 yards. 13 carries, 95 yards for Rodriguez. And it'll be 2nd down and 8 to go for the Wildcats.
Well, we'll take any kind of gain as long as you can move the chains forward. That's a good sign.
Just keep moving it forward as best you can. So they'll send twins left, twins right this time. Again, Rodriguez right behind Jeffrey. High snap. Jared gets it, throws the little screen pass, gets it underneath to Aguilera. Starts it to the right, takes it back left, and is going to be hit behind the line. Is actually going to lose 2 yards on the play. And did I see a flag fly?
No, not that I saw.
No, so it's just going to be a 2-yard loss, but he stayed in bounds. So a 2-yard loss from Adam Aguilera. He had a 31-yard completion earlier, but he loses 2 on that one, and it'll take it to 3rd down and 10 to go.
And I couldn't really see. That may have been Klein Kinnick who was in on that stop.
All right, so 3rd down and 10. Ball spotted at the 34. Low snap. Jeffrey handles it. Going to roll near side. Throws it across his body and overthrows Aguilera. Gets bumped, but no call.
Mikey Sandoval for Ruidoso reached up and just came pretty close to getting a hand on that. It was good that was not.
No, incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down and 10, and will be punt time. Not what the Wildcat offense wanted, kind of sputtering here and not able to move the ball down the field or take a lot of time off the clock. So it'll be 4th and 10. You got to think it's going to be punt time here. Brennan Garcia, the sophomore punter, on for the Wildcats. And Hall back deep to receive. So send a man in motion. Brennan will just pop it up. It's a high one, and it's going to bounce at the 40 and just die right there. So, about a 25, 30-yard punt, and Ruidoso will take over 1st and 10.
it went about as far up as it went out on that one.
So 2:44, remaining. Up on the clock in this third quarter. Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard reads Lovington 40, Roswell High, you like that? Ruidoso High 20. It's been a long off season. So from the 40-yard line, Ruidoso inside their own territory. Gonna move it out. Wait and see, and they're gonna keep Pritchett in as the quarterback here. So 1st and 10, Pritchett from the shotgun, 3 men across the front for the Wildcats. Sends Nunez, moving from the right to the left. They'll hand it off to Hall, and he goes right up the gut and into the teeth of the Wildcat line and linebackers. And a 1-yard gain for Hall, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, nice read immediately. Again, Lovington's defensive line coming just after and immediately on that. Good stop.
Wow, and they actually gave him 2 yards on the play, so 2nd down and 8. Kind of a generous spot there. 99 yards now for Hall on the ground. And it'll be 2nd down and 8, 2:12 remaining here in this third quarter. From the shotgun, fake the handoff to Hall. Pritchett keeps it himself, gets away from one tackler, and will squirm out to around the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 on the keeper for Pritchett.
I think that was Trace Ariola, and then our number 6 on that stop.
And so for us, that is Joseph Perez.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, I know you're trying to read that horrible roster that I took the picture of up here. So third down and
pretty good. The other side's a little below.
3rd down and 5. Pritchett, 3-step drop. Now he rolls to the right side, looks downfield, still looking, directs traffic, tosses it, and it's going to be tipped and intended on the far side. I couldn't catch that number. Looks like, oh, maybe that was, I believe that was Nunez on the far side. Either way, it's incomplete. That's the first pass that Pritchett has attempted, and it'll be 4th down and 5.
It'll be great for Lovington to get this ball back in the hands of the offense. Try to march it down the field and increase their lead on the board. And
with the incompletion, clock stops with 1:24 to go here in a slow-moving third quarter. And so potentially cut time. No, there really hadn't been. Of course, Lovington scoring in this third quarter with the backup quarterback in. That was Aranda in his first varsity touchdown pass. But really both teams have just kind of gone into grind mode, and so Pritchett will get it. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 5. He's going to turn it towards the sideline, dives out. Did he get it? I think he was going to be short. He needed right at the 50. He's going to be at the 49 unless they give him a very generous spot. The guy here on the near side is coming in. It's going to be very close on the keeper for Pritchett. It's all going to depend on the spot, and wow, they gave him, that looked a little generous, but I can't see it from up here. If I was in my normal position, I would have a little bit better angle on it. But Pritchett will get it and move the chains. 1st down Ruidoso, their first of this second half.
Let's just say they barely squeaked by with that.
5 yards for Pritchett. Clock continues to roll, though, with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Lovington up by 3 scores. Ruidoso not showing just a whole lot of urgency as of yet. Pritchett from the shotgun. Is Lovington going to come up and crowd the line? Man in motion again as the snap happened. No call as Hall will shoot through and get a couple of guys on the stop. Craig Alexander.
Alexander really just swarmed right in and wrestled him to the turf right away.
So 5 yards for Hall, 17 carries for 104. And it'll be 2nd down and 5, 26 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Ruidoso does not have to snap the ball again if they don't want to, as there's about 4 seconds difference between play clock and game clock. It looks like they will go for it. So 2nd down and 5. Pritchett with Nunez and Hall in the backfield with him. He shifts Nunez from the right to the left. And actually, I think we got a new running back in the back with him. I'll catch
confusion here.
And, yep, they're just going to let it run out. So we have played 3 here at Wildcat Stadium. Back for the fourth quarter on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Lovington 40, Ruidoso 20. Back in 1 minute for the fourth here from One Radio Square Sports. back here at Wildcat Stadium, Brian Urlacher Field for the fourth quarter. I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan is field side. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So fourth quarter, Lovington up 40-20. And it's Ruidoso football, second down and 5. Pritchett, who came in relief, is the quarterback. He'll fake the handoff. Now pump fake near side, gets it to Nunez back at midfield, and he's actually going to be swarmed under and lose a couple of yards. Great coverage there by the Lovington Wildcats. Justin Hazel and Trace Ariola on the stop. So it was completed to Nunez, but he's going to lose everything that they got a minute ago. He's going to lose 6 on the play, and so it'll be third down and about 11.
This Lovington defense has done yeoman's work tonight for sure. That they've got a lot of game left. They really have to hang tough, stand tough right here.
So third down and 11 to go. Ball right at midfield for Ruidoso. Pritchett from the shotgun sends trips receivers to the left. Low snap handles it. Lovington brings the pressure, and he goes down. Huge pressure for the Cats coming in. That was Rodriguez and Ariola. Credit each one of them to a half sack, and Pritchard wants to know what's the number of that truck that just hit me. It's a 6-yard sack, the 5th of the night for the Wildcat defense, and it'll be fourth down and 17. You've got to think punt time for Ruidoso, but
yeah.
watch for the fake.
The fake and the sneak there. They've done it before in this game. We'll see. They did send their special teams on.
And so sending out Griffin Hooker looks like to do the punting this time. Is back deep to receive for your Wildcats. For our Wildcats, Tayton Hilliard. So again, watch out for the fake as Hooker calls for it. He'll get it, and he will boot it. He gets a good one away. Hilliard going to go. He's going to field that, bobbles it at the 20. Brings it back up, gets a block to the 25, to the 30. Coming to the near side to the 35, to the 40. 45 to the 50. Still on his feet, dancing, and goes behind midfield. And that's where Ruidoso finally going to stack him up. Just Jaron Wilson leads the way, but a big return there for number 14, your junior wide receiver and kick returner, Tayton Hilliard.
I like the way Hilliard didn't give up. He just kept looking for room, kept looking for a seam that he could exploit and move through, and he just kept looking for room, trying to move it forward and get positive yardage on that. It was a great run.
So now for the Wildcats, 1 yard shy of midfield, so 51 yards to work with, 10:05 on the clock. And a 20-point lead on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Jeffrey from the shotgun, 4-step drop. Pocket breaks down. He's going to take it, run it himself. He'll toss it. He has a man wide open at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. 51 yards to guess who? Tayton Hilliard. And Jared Jeffrey has his 4th touchdown pass of the night. And his third to Hilliard.
That was a beautiful thing. Hilliard had to adjust just the slightest bit to kind of just pause a little bit for that ball, but it was beautifully timed and thrown, a great play, and there's just nothing that Ruidoso could do but just watch Hilliard take it on in.
Nice job there by Hilliard as Lovington will put 6 more on the board. Go on to attempt the extra point. It'll be Lucas Contreras out of the hold of Trace Ariola. Contreras, low snap, it's handled. Contreras will boot it up, and it is good. So with 9:51 remaining here in the ball game, Lovington 47, Ruidoso 20 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 1 minute on One Radio Square Sports. 51 yards from Jared Jeffrey to Tayton Hilliard. The point after by Contreras is good, and the Lovington Wildcats go up 47-20 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard with 9:51 remaining in the ball game. With Dawn Morgan fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle up in the booth high above Brian Urlacher Field. Wildcats are rolling. Big thanks to Evie back in studio engineering and producing.
The danger here for Lovington is to let up, to relax too much defensively or offensively. They've really got to just continue their pace, play this game, and if they can't increase the score.
Be interesting to see if Ruidoso plays with any more urgency than they did on their last possession. So Contreras to kick it away, and he will boot that one high. As it goes over, it'll bounce at the 20. It'll be picked up on the run by Hall, and not much room to run as he gets it up to the 27, and he is going to be met and dropped. And Ruidoso takes over from the 27.
I think that was Perez trying to see, but it was
I think you may be right on that one.
He just immediately got to him. Didn't make much forward progress on that before getting stopped.
Yeah, Skip just shy of the 20, and yeah, he got about 2-3 yards on the return. So 9:45 to go, Lovington up by 27 as Ruidoso trots out to the field. Here in the fourth quarter, Lovington is struck first once again. So from the 27-yard line, Twins to the left, one to the right. From the shotgun, it is Pritchett still in, and he is going to keep the football himself. Tries it on the right side, not a lot of room to run. Faked the handoff, and a couple of the Cats bit, but not nearly enough of them, as making and giving chase was Javier Corrales in on that stop on the far side of the field. So no room to run for Pritchett, no gain, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So 2nd and 10, well, they might have given him a half yard, but goes over to the far side of the field, 9:14 to go. Stayed in bounds, so the clock will continue to run. Again, Ruidoso's trailing by 4 scores now, and they are not showing just a whole lot of urgency of getting in and getting plays off.
No, they really, I don't, it's interesting how they really have just slowed down. It's
Pritchett from the shotgun goes out. Now he's going to roll to the right side. Lets it go just before he hits it, puts it up for grabs, and that one is going to be caught. It's an INT. Coming back the other way is Isaac Henson. He's got some room. He's across the 30, still on his feet, and down to the 25-yard line, and the INT against Pritchett. There is a flag on the play. That could be a late hit because it was a very late hit the other way. And so will the INT stand? That'll be the question. Or will we have unnecessary roughness roughing the passer on Lovington? That would wipe out another INT. We've seen 2 of those tonight. And we will have, yep, it will be on Lovington. And they're going to say that it happened, and they will get the INT. So the INT will stand. So Lovington will keep the football. Not sure I've ever seen the hands up under the chin like that. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what that call is. But it's another turnover that the Wildcats have forced. Well, big job there for the Cats. That's the 2nd tonight, if I'm not mistaken, for Mr. Henson. They will move it back, though, from where it ended up, and so it is a 15-yarder, so it was a major penalty. And so 105 on the penalty department for the Wildcats tonight. So from the 40-yard line, Jeffrey from the shotgun gives it to Rodriguez. He's going to try the right side, has a little room, gets out to the 35 and falls forward to about the 30. Yeah, we'll call it the, well, let's see. Wow, they're going to say right at the 35, looks like.
Kind of did a nice little somersault. Any gymnast would be proud of there. And kept the ball the whole time.
But they are going to give him 5 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. Jeffrey from the shotgun on 2nd and 5. Ball from the 35. High snap, handles it. He's going to be pressured, and he is going to be sacked all the way back at the 45-yard line. Ruidoso just blew through there like nobody was there. Julius Espinosa on the stop, and they are going to be, that's a 9, make it a 10-yard sack, 2nd sack of the night against Jeffrey, and that'll put him in negative rushing territory. And so it goes to 3rd down and 15.
He got hold of Jeffrey's jersey on that and pulled him down. It was kind of high on that jersey. Ruidoso better watch out. It's kind of little higher and you could be horse collar there.
Yeah, third down and 15. Jeffrey, pistol formation, fakes the handoff. Now going to roll left side, throws it across his body, has a man and completed at the 35-yard line as Javier Contreras will have his second catch of the night, and he'll get him up to 10 yards. So he's got
really had to hang on to that ball. It was a nice reception and then nice control of the ball afterward. That could very easily been ripped out of his hands and been lost or fumbled.
So it'll be 4th and 5, under 7 to go in the ball game. Contreras will go into the slot on the right side. Single, 2 receivers to the left. Jeffrey back, good protection. Wants it all, goes down the right side and making the adjustment at the 5-yard line as the Wildcats going up and climbing the ladder. Hello, Mr. Hilliard, as he's going to get that one a 30-yard completion, and it is 1st and goal for the Cats.
And that's a great example here. You're looking, knowing exactly where he was, exactly where his feet were, and making sure he made that little adjustment, reached up, had and kept control, and it was great.
127 in the receiving department for Hilliard tonight, as Lovington will have it 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 6:30 to go. If they can punch this one in, that would pretty much be strike up the Don Meredith, which I will not do, I promise. And in this ball game, and gunning it across the middle and too hard and over the top. Trying to get Contreras across the middle, or I'm sorry, Hilliard across the middle. No, it was Contreras, 24, yeah. But a flag on the play.
Yes. I think it's going to be on Ruidoso.
So we'll see what the man in the white hat has to say. And it looks like they have put it halfway to the goal.
But so, I don't know what the call was.
Yeah, I don't either. I missed the call, but it is on Ruidoso, so we know that much. That's their 7th penalty of the night. That might have been. So half the distance to the goal, and we'll start 1st and 2 this time. 1st and 2.5. And so Lovington going to march it over to the near side. Not sure what we're doing here. Oh, okay, I guess they're going to put the ball on the near hash mark. All right. Didn't see where they had spotted it. Jeffrey gets it, fakes the handoff. He's going to roll right side, and he's in trouble, and he tosses that one, and the dangerous throw almost picked off as he threw that one right to Jericho Frizzell. He didn't have anybody in the neighborhood. Ill-advised pass for Jeffrey, but gets away with it that time. 2nd and goal from the 2.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yes, they did.
They'll have another down to work with here.
Clock right at the halfway point, a little more than halfway here in the 4th quarter. 6:09 remaining.
Still at the 2.5-yard line.
Yep, Lovington up 47-20. Jeffrey from the pistol takes the handoff to Rodriguez. Nope, Rodriguez gets it, but he is going to be met right at the line and not much room to run. Julius Espinosa again on the stop, so no gain for Rodriguez.
In fact, I think he lost half a yard on that. They're going to spot it at the 3-yard line.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3 this time. Clock will continue to roll, though. You still got 2 downs to play with and don't have to get any particular hurry here if you're the Lovington Wildcats. So send twins to the left, 1 to the right. Under center, Jeffrey, toss, sweep, over to Rodriguez, trying for the right side, stiff arms a man and puts it in the end zone. 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats. Rodriguez with his 3rd touchdown of the night. Puts Lovington up 53-20, and I promised I wouldn't sing, and I wouldn't, but if you are in the mood, go pull up Dandy Don Meredith from Monday Night Football. And
that was a really
turn
nice
out the lights,
out.
The party's over, will be sung.
Great timing on the part of Jeffrey as well. It was good play for Lovington.
102 on 16 carries for Rodriguez tonight. Point after attempt to come. As Contreras waits on the snap, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. And with 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go, Lovington takes the 54-20 lead on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. And we're back in 60 seconds. Wildcat football continues from One Radio Square. Back here at Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium, the Lovington Wildcats eat some time and punch one in as Rodriguez, his third touchdown of the night, puts Lovington up 54-20 after the point after was good. So up to a 34-point lead with 5:27 to go. Got to know, though, Ruidoso is not going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep fighting, but they're going to have to do it with a lot more urgency than they've shown their last two possessions. But Lovington looks like they're well on their way to being 1-0, and we talked about style points in the Lovington Auto Supply halftime show. Time for Lovington to get some of those style points, as that one will be popped up to one of the up men who will field it beyond the 30 and then gets it across the 30 out to around the 35-yard line.
It's Braxton Hall.
Okay, so Hall, wow, they moved him to one of the up men, so Hall moves it up, and then he is going to be taking down a couple of Wildcats in the neighborhood over there. And I'm trying to catch, that looks like, is that a 40? That's 44, I think, Craig Alexander. So Alexander in on that stop. A couple other Cats there, too. So Pritchett going to stay in as the quarterback for Ruidoso. 5:19 remaining from the 35-yard line inside Wildcat territory as whistles sound everywhere.
They had, Lovington still had a man 35 running on the field at the beginning of that play.
And timeout going to be taken by Coach G. 5:16 remaining in the ball game on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. It's Lovington 54, Ruidoso 20. We're back in 30 seconds from One Radio Square Sports. Out of the Wildcat timeout, 54-20, Lovington in the lead. It is first down and 10 for Ruidoso from their own 35-yard line. Lovington has stretched things out here in the fourth quarter. Pritchett still the quarterback. He took over for Otero in this second half. From the pistol formation, gets it, he'll hand it off. Hall tries the left side, a little room across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. So it'll be a 7-yard gain for Hall. He's got 111 on 18 carries, and it'll be second down and 3. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrolling the amount of the sideline they will let her patrol tonight.
Yeah, I'm right on the 10-yard line. As far as I can go.
Second and 3 from the 42. Pritchett showing the screen pass on the far side, but Lovington sniffed it out pretty well, but making a good move and keeping going is Sandoval, and he's going to be close to first down yardage depending on the spot of the football. And Pritchett, that'll just be his second completion of the night, and they're going to give him, looks like, 2 yards on it. So he's got -4 and an INT, and it'll be third down and about 2. So call it third down and 2. An important third down as we click down to 4:35 remaining here in the ball game. Pritchett with it, hands it to Hall. He goes left, cuts it back up the middle across the 45 to the 50 inside Lovington territory. Still on his feet and going to be down near the 40-yard line as he's going to pick up 17 and move the chains for Ruidoso.
I think you don't be generous here. If you're Lovington, you don't let up. You've got to, continue to play with that intensity as behind and not up, 34 points on the scoreboard. Yeah, do you have a lead, a big one? You sure do, but you want to keep up that intensity.
Pritchett from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Hall once again. He's going to take it right up the middle, bounces it outside, but he is hit and he is dropped. A huge play right there. Nice job for the Lovington Wildcats by Joshua Carrasco. So Carrasco got Hall, or I'm sorry, that was Frizzell, not Hall, who carried that time, and he actually knocked him backwards for a yard, so it'll be second down and 11. So second down and 11 to go for Ruidoso. Stayed in bounds, so the clock's going to keep ticking. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Ruidoso not waving the white flag yet, but again, not showing a lot of urgency in their movements. So Pritchett with it, throws the screen pass. Sandoval in and out of his hands. He had to pick that one up in case it was a backward pass, but it'll be incomplete. As Pritchett now is 2 of 5 for -4 yards with an INT.
Bounced like a basketball over there on that artificial turf.
So 3rd down and 11. I think the colder it gets, the more the bounce happens around here.
I think so too. Maybe it has something to do with the balls as much as the field service. I don't know.
Very well could. So 3:37 remaining. Clock stops on the incompletion. Pritchard from the shotgun fakes the handoff to Frizzell. He's going to roll near side. Looks down, pump fake, keeps it himself, and a shoestring tackle by Trace Areola.
Yeah.
Nice job. Or I'm sorry, that's not
35.
Trace. That's 35, not 33. They look a little similar from up here. That's Corbin Enriquez. And so that's going to wind up being a 5-yard keeper for Pritchett. He's got 7 on the ground, but it'll still be 4th down and a long way to go.
My apologies. I'm probably going to have to call out numbers at this point. My phone has died. I don't have access to that roster.
All right. I will do what I can from up here. Trips to the left, one to the right. From the shotgun, it is Pritchett once again. He will hand it off to Frizzell. He's going to try the left side. Not much going, and he is going to be brought down. And again, great pursuit by number 25. That is Joshua Carrasco, and he was helped out over there by a couple of other Wildcats also in pursuit, including Wyatt Gomez, who's just a freshman. But that was 4th down, and so it'll go over on downs to the Wildcats, and so getting some of the younger players in, and with 2:46 remaining in the ball game, so not quite victory formation time here, but Ruidoso's got 3 timeouts. I'm not sure they are going to use them, but if you can, I think you go ahead and run as much time off of the clock as you can.
Yeah, you bet. And I was just about to say, Coach G subbing in some of his younger players to get them some experience, and I think, that's wise. You got a 34-point lead. It's not like you're in danger of losing a lead, but that's the time. If you want to season some of your players, your freshmen, your sophomores, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, it is. And Aranda will go back in. He will take over as the quarterback. He's 2 of 2 for 13 yards with a 7-yard touchdown pass, and he will be the quarterback as Jeffrey takes a seat. Pretty good night in his starter debut for the Cats. Aranda fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself, goes over the right side across the 40, 45, and he's going to be out about the 47-yard line, very close to 1st down yardage for Aranda. His first carry as a varsity player, and he's going to get 9 yards on his first carry, and it's 2nd down and 1. But more importantly, it keeps the clock rolling.
Yep, to just a little over.
Oh, wow, they
2
gave him the 10. So move the chains, 1st down Cats. Hey, your second pass on varsity, you get a touchdown. Your first run, you get a 1st down. Miranda with it, and he's just going to keep it himself again, and he's going to take it across the 50 into Ruidoso territory. So 6 yards for Aranda, 2nd down and 4. As I remember to move the camera now. Sorry, I get kind of excited and forget that I'm supposed to be running camera here too. So 2nd down and 4 to go for the Cats. We are under 2 minutes to go. 54-20 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Aranda is the quarterback. From the shotgun, he's got trips to the right and 1 to the left. As a running back in the backfield with him, he's going to let it run. Aranda gets it, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, gets out of a tackle across the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. So another pickup of 6 for Aranda and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats.
You know what? They're just doing all right with some of these younger players, and they're acquitting themselves nicely.
So for the Wildcats, they're going to be able to keep, as soon as they set the ball, they will go ahead and restart the clock. 1:20 remaining. Lovington on their way to their first victory of the season, going into the big rivalry game next week against Hobbs. I know we'll talk about that briefly. We do have to keep the postgame show fairly short due to COVID restrictions now and the COVID media guidelines, but we'll talk briefly about that. Aranda gets it, and he's just going to take a knee. And I hate to have to write down the 6-yard loss, but I have to on the kneel down. And he probably is going to have to take one more. And, yep, so a 6-yard loss on the kneel down. And there's 6 seconds difference between play clock and game clock. I'd let it run down all the way to 1, I think. Or you can just do it now and then get it under 25 and you're good to go. So Aranda back in Wildcat territory. He'll get it, and he'll just immediately take a knee. Another loss of 6 on the play. and I hate to put that in the scorebook, but it goes that way. And our final score tonight, as the clock continues to roll down, 13, 12, 11, 10, as the Cats will improve to 1-0 and will take on the Hobbs Eagles 1 week from tonight at Watson Stadium. The Wildcats are going to be victorious tonight. Our final score on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard is 54-20 in favor of the 54-20 in favor of the Lovington Wildcats, as they are victorious. We will take a 3-minute timeout and come back with your Lovington Wildcat postgame show. This is Wildcat Football from One Radio Square. Welcome to your Lovington Wildcat postgame show here on Z94 KZOR, online on the Z94 KZOR app. Also, video streaming at HobbsAmerica.com and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Lovington victorious tonight 54-20. As we are in the Wildcat postgame show, we are going to have to cut this a little bit short. Hopefully Don will be able to grab the coach. Don, anytime, just jump in when you can. When you grab the coach when he gets free. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers in this one. Quarterbacks combined for Ruidoso tonight, Otero and Pritchett go 12 of 31 for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Hall led the way for them on the ground, 19 carries, 128 yards, 2 big fumbles, though. And so combined, all the runners for Ruidoso, 140 yards on the ground, so 283 total yards, 143 through the air, 140 on the ground. A very balanced attack. Ruidoso had 9 penalties tonight for 55 yards. Their leading receiver was Hall, who was also their leading rusher. He had 5 carries for 58 yards. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Jared Jeffrey getting the win tonight as he finishes up 10 of 19 for 218 yards. He also had 4 touchdown passes. Aranda goes 2 of 2 for 13 yards, and he also had a touchdown pass. As I've got to add some more numbers here, but so Lovington combined goes 12 of 21 for 231, 5 touchdowns total. Leading receiver tonight was Tayton Hilliard. He had 5 catches, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Henson, 1 catch, 45 yards. It was a touchdown catch. Contreras, 3 catches for 33 yards, and had a 7-yard touchdown catch for Javier Corrales. On the ground, Rodriguez, 16 carries, 102. As that is Marcus Rodriguez, 102, leads the way for the Cats. So 342 total yards as Dawn Morgan has the coach.
Yeah, Coach G, you just told him you're proud of this team. They played their tails off.
That's right. I mean, we challenged them in the second half, and I figured coming out being the very first game we were going to have some issues tackling. Just the speed of the game is different for them, and not having a chance to scrimmage somebody else, so I knew we were going to have that issue. But they stepped it up in the second half. I thought we tackled a lot better, flew around there in the second half. We had the chance to get a lot more kids in, which is huge. It's going to help us later on down the road. So made some big plays offensively. Marcus Rodriguez ran the ball extremely well for us, and that's a direct correlation to how we're blocking up front as an offensive line. Both quarterbacks contributed tonight, so it was overall really, really good team win.
Yeah, awesome to give the younger players some time in there in the game, both offensively, defensively especially. But, man, young quarterback coming in and adding a few points right out. How important is that to come out and make a quick strike that in that first drive after the halftime? I think it just really took the sails out of Ruidoso. They looked sluggish after that.
Absolutely, and I think one thing that we take great pride in is how we prepare for the game. So just think about it. It's been over a year since the last time that they played a football game. And what I'm really, really proud of, this group right here, they never wavered. And I appreciate our great school district and our administration for us still being able to have the opportunity to train them following protocol. But these kids never gave in, and it showed in the second half because of the way that we finished.
Conditioning, you can see right away. I talked a lot about how they looked really ready to play. Super well coached, but also really conditioned and ready to come in and give it their best from the very first snap to the very end. How proud of you were you for that continued intensity throughout the game? First off, I appreciate you saying that. There's nothing that makes me more proud to know that that can be seen, our conditioning. And that's a direct reflection of our kids and their mindset and staying locked in, because there's been a lot of things that's brought them down. The season's there, taken away, season there's taken away, and they could have very easily just went another direction. This senior class, I mean, it's a small class. We got 10 seniors in this class right here, and the leadership is unbelievable. Conditioning physically is one thing, but you got to keep the mental strength and attitude up, and you got to have, and all three of those seem to be really working in your favor tonight, Coach. Absolutely. I mean, they prepared well. Our coaching staff did a phenomenal job getting them ready to play, and it was awesome to see them come out here and play this great game. All right, so quickly preparing for Hobbs. You just told them, I want it. Yeah, no doubt. It's always a big rivalry, and so I know they're looking forward to it. I know when the schedule came out and they saw that opportunity coming up, so I know they were really, really looking forward to it. So it's going to be a fun week. Good thing is we didn't get anybody with a major injury tonight, but just a little bumped up a little bit. So we'll get them treated and have a great week of preparation and get to play another one next Friday night. All right, sounds like you're going to be ready with the response you got when you told the guys, I want it, that game against Hobbs. So they echoed you big time. So good luck in that game, and congratulations tonight, Coach. Thank you very much. Thank you. Always great to talk to Coach Gonzalez. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan with Coach G. A quick conversation after the game, and quickly back to the numbers. So Lovington finishing up with 342 total yards tonight of offense, 127 receiving yards for Hilliard and 3 touchdowns. So a good night all told for the Cats. We will take another 1-minute timeout and come back and wrap this one up. You're listening to the Lovington Wildcat postgame show on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. here, Lovington Wildcat postgame show from Wildcat Stadium. The Cats victorious tonight in the season opener, 54-20 against Ruidoso. So, Dawn Morgan, quickly, last thoughts in this one before we get ready for Hobbs next Friday night.
Wow, great execution tonight on the part of the entire team, with the exception of a few slip-ups. And I really think those penalties in that first quarter were the result of just being so pumped and ready that they really showed great execution. And it's a big win for them and a great start to their season and a good confidence builder moving into what, of course, promises to always be a tough game against Hobbs above their division.
Of course,
coming up next week.
1 week from tonight, we will be on the air at around 6:45 for your Wildcat pregame show kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Of course, we're not done with Wildcat and Lady Cat sports this week. Tomorrow afternoon at around 2 o'clock over at Wildcat Gym, I'll have the call for you on the Lovington Lady Cat volleyball team as I go completely blank as to who they're playing, but we'll have Lovington Lady Cat volleyball for you streaming on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com. Here at Wildcat Stadium, Patrick Alexander, he will take over the booth. Actually, he'll probably be in the correct booth next door. Thanks, guys. That's all I'll say about that. But Patrick Alexander about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for the Lovington Lady Cat soccer team as they take on Clovis. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one as the Lovington Wildcats open up the spring 2021 season against the Ruidoso Warriors and are victorious tonight 54-20. Wildcat football proudly brought to you by Devon Energy, Knoll Pharmacy, the City of Lovington, the Lovington Schools, General Welding Supply, Lovington Auto Supply, get the Napa know-how, Lee County Electric Cooperative, and Bob's Thriftway. For Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Lovington Schools, New Walmart Digital, and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.